Two brave voices on a glowing screen, sharing hope where the world's unseen. Echoes, laughter lights the day. Lucy's wisdom guides the way. With every word they break the chains, turning struggles into gains. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. Stories told, the tears unwind. They listen close, they're gentle, kind. Every comment feels like home. No one ever stands alone. Dreams get mended, fears release. Through their voices, pain finds peace. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. When the night feels heavy and the world feels cold, their words are fire, their stories gold. They remind us all we can stand again, with kindness, courage, and a loving friend. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. Helping you, helping me too. Echo and Lucy, the light comes through.
I love that. I
I
love
do
that,
too.
especially when the wind picks up and blows about the time that Izzy's picture shows up. It's
I
so perfect.
know.
It's so
It's so
perfect.
perfect. Well, welcome everybody to Self Care Sunday.
Ooh,
We have got Chew in the chat, and Tiff in the chat, and Resident Rev. And I'm not sure how to say it. I think it's like executioner, but it's circutioner with the S. And
and Stephanie?
Stephanie, welcome, welcome. Stephanie's in both channels. She says, I'm watching the game. I knew she would be. She loves football. Her
What
and
game are
her
you watching, honey?
Steelers. She likes I think
The
it's the Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Steelers? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I know the Niners are playing now. I'm a Niner fan.
Look, I know last night was the World Series, right? Who won the World Series?
Oh, I don't know. I
I
have
know
no
the
idea.
Blue Jays were playing somebody, but I don't. That's all I know. I'm Atlanta Braves fan, so if it's not
Okay.
Atlanta Braves, then I don't even really watch. So
And I'm from the Bay Area, so I watch the Giants. But I haven't watched, like I said the other day, I haven't watched baseball since the earthquake. Steelers all the way. Okay. I haven't watched since the earthquake. You know, when the Giants played Oakland A's and they had the earthquake and they had to shut it down for a couple days, the stadium. That was probably the last time I watched baseball. I was in that one. I was in that one. The Dodgers won. Okay.
oh,
Well,
the
they're California, but I'm not a Dodgers fan.
I just remember that
Oh,
the
without the
World
X. Okay.
Series is usually around Halloween, so that's the only reason why I knew that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he says it's Resident Reverend Secutioner, that you don't have the X a
Okay.
Houstoner, and that you use the S. So he said I got it right, so that's good. I hate it when I mispronounce people's channels and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
Well,
we all know,
I've noticed that a lot of people, I'm just one person. This is the way I put it. The LA Dodgers. Yeah, I know they're California. I get that. Uh, I'm just one person. I'm only one person. But some reason a lot of people say body illusions. I don't
yeah,
know why the S gets on the end of there. I'm only one person. I'm only one body
because
illusion.
illusions,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It just kind of flows that way.
yeah,
Yeah. And I've been in chats for a couple years and they still call me body illusions. And it just kind of sticks there. The
yeah.
Rev for shortened.
Okay. And hello, Bud Files. Welcome, welcome. Jeff just Tip says, she's so funny.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just, I was in the chat today and like body illusions, they even typed it out. And I went, okay, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know why they do that. But a lot of people add different things, and it's like you can tell them 100 times that's not what it is, but
yeah.
they're
That's
gonna.
the reason, like Ben calls me, hiya, bod, and works for me. BOD. Very few letters, and we flow on. And, you know, yeah.
Well, with the name like Echo, I have always been teased, so I answer to anything. I don't,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
they, want to say is fine with me. I'm like, yeah,
Well,
I'll answer that. So
I don't know. When I was growing up, there was a lot of echoes, fawns, stars. There was all those kind of names. So you could be an echo, but I'm sure. I mean, I could see me in grammar school going echo, 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 echo every time I said your name. Echo, echo, echo. Just being a kid.
and whenever I would say anything, they would say, "What? What? What?"
Uh huh.
Because an echo is supposed to repeat itself.
Uh
So
huh.
they would try to get me to repeat. And I used to fall for it all the time. And then I finally realized, okay, no, I'm not going to fall for that anymore.
Right.
But I didn't like it as a kid because it was different. But as an adult, I like it because most people, it's unusual enough that they'll remember it. They're like, oh,
Yeah, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful
that
name.
girl
I
has
mean,
a funny name. Yeah, okay, that's
yeah.
me.
I mean, where I was from, it was a lot of, like I said, fawns and stars. Rainbow was a big name. All those hippie weirdo names. And a lot of my generation is named those things because, yeah, what? so, but I'd never met an echo. I had never met an echo. And that's an old, isn't it Greek?
Yeah, but in
Or
Greek
is it,
mythology, it was
it's Greek
little
mythology, isn't
her
it? The
Echo.
echo was?
Yeah, but it was a boy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Echo was a man.
But yeah, so but I wasn't named after Greek mythology. I was named after the character in a book that my grandmother was reading. And it was really kind of a joke. It wasn't like they really thought it was going to use that name. But my mom was like, my dad got to name all of us, and
Mhm.
he had named my sister Lorelei
Well, that's
after
pretty.
one of his aunts. And so I was supposed to be Rose Marie after his other aunt. And my mom was like, I don't like the name Rose. You can name her anything, with Marie as the middle name, but not Rose. And so back then, when you had a cesarean, they didn't let people come in the room with you or whatever, and they
Right.
knocked you out. So it wasn't until after I was born and all that my mom is, asking my dad, well, what did we have? And he's like, we have a little Echo Marie. And she was like, okay, and it just ended up that they ended up keeping it, but it was kind of like a joke because my grandmother was like, nobody can figure out what to go with Marie. And she's like, well, the lady in this book I'm reading is, her name is Echo. I kind of like
Okay.
that, Echo Marie. And my
Uh,
dad was like, yeah, she won't go for that, but yeah, we'll say that name and see what she says. And it was almost like a spiteful thing, like, well, you picked it, so we're going with it.
well, I am named after my father's first girlfriend. How tacky is that?
Yeah, that's kind of
That's kind of, yeah, tacky, but that's
mhm.
okay.
Well, my granddaughter is named after a character in a book as well that my son-in-law read, and he liked the name, and he told my daughter, if I ever have a little girl, I want to name her this name.
Right.
And the way that you spell it and the way that we thought it was pronounced, neither my daughter nor I liked it.
Uh-huh.
We're like, oh, okay, what do you do though when the man wants to name her that?
Right.
And hi, Lisa, welcome. And so my daughter was like, well, how do you pronounce it? So we did the thing on Google, how you pronounce it. And we were thinking it was Anais,
Okay.
and it was Anais because it's French. And if
Okay.
you do the French pronunciation, it's Anais. And so we were like, okay, well, we kind of like that. That's okay. We like Anais. And
Uh,
he was like, well, you didn't like what you thought it was? And we're like, no, we didn't. It's like, but we weren't going to tell you that. We were going to let you, if that's really
yeah, the other way sounds more I think of more of a Roman kind
Yeah,
of name,
yeah,
doesn't it? It sounds strong and muscly and virile and
yeah.
yeah,
Not for a little girl.
yeah.
But see, and I've always, had the connection with Paris, France. And so I was like, oh, and you're going to give her a French name. Can I put a picture of an Eiffel Tower in the nursery? And they were like, sure. So it's like she and I have always had the France connection thing there.
Yeah, yeah,
And with her having a French name. And Marie is French also. And I didn't even think
right.
about that. So, but I named my daughter with Marie as the middle name, and then she named her daughter with the middle name as Marie. So we're not carrying on my last name, but we're carrying on my middle name.
Okay. Yeah. Other Restrained is named after my grandmother's father and
Mhm.
my grandfather's father. So his name is named after both of them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So Other and Restrained. No, his,
Hi,
his one.
Brendan. Welcome.
Hi, Brendan.
Well,
Yeah.
my son-in-law, he's a junior.
Okay.
And so before we found out it was a little girl, I said, well, if it's a little boy, are you going to have him be the third?
Uh-huh.
And he was like, no, I don't like my name. And I don't want to have him be the
Right.
third. And his middle name is Christopher, but his older brother's his first name is Christopher. And he's
Okay.
like, and I don't want to use Christopher in the name either. So we
Right.
had no clue what they were going to come up to name a boy.
Right.
So luckily it was a girl, and he already had that name picked out, and he was okay with Marie for the middle name. So we knew, very early on that that's what we were having.
Yeah. Other's dad wanted to be him to be a junior, and I went, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that and say we did. Let's get
Says,
something out of that.
We're talking about names today. Awesome. Now, our topic today is actually about boundaries, but we got off on this tangent about names. So, but we want to talk a little bit about
The
how.
question we brought to each other was,
Yeah.
what is your personal boundaries and how do you keep them staying there? How do you make them stick? How do you stand up for your boundaries?
Yeah.
And so Echo goes, I like that idea. So
Yeah. Well, because first off, I never really had boundaries. And in my learning about narcissists and narcissistic abuse, that is one thing that one sign you can tell if somebody is a narcissist if they don't respect your personal boundaries.
Right.
It's like whatever boundary you might have, they're going to push that. And
Uh-huh.
so, being that I was raised by a narcissist, it makes sense that I had problems, making boundaries and
Understanding
maintaining,
them and to begin with.
boundaries. Yeah.
Well, and a person that has no empathy, if they have no empathy, also, they won't understand your boundaries because they won't understand that it's bothering you. They'll just keep bulldozing, you know.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and it's almost like I didn't want to set a boundary. Let's see, how would I put this? You should already have personal boundaries in place. Like what they say, do you have deal breakers? Like
Uh-huh.
you're in a relationship with somebody and like, well, that would be a deal breaker. That happened, I would end it. But you're already supposed to know those things about yourself and have those kind of boundaries in place. But if you don't have good boundaries, then you it's almost like, well, you tell me what that boundary is for you, and then I'll make sure I don't cross your boundary.
Right.
Instead of I have my own boundary and you're not crossing it.
Right.
And so as I learned that part of the reason I felt the way I felt about myself was I didn't respect myself to even have boundaries.
Right.
So how could I expect anybody else to respect my boundaries
Well,
when I didn't have them?
well, and I know a lot of people, I'm just that they'll have boundaries and they'll say, these are my boundaries. But if you deal with, like, as you were using the word narcissist, they keep pushing that boundary. And next thing you know, that boundary you put up isn't there. And they're doing exactly what you said it wasn't going to happen to you or at you or whatever, is if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that, you know,
And
that
it's
that fence
almost
got moved
like
on you a few times.
you're willing, if you're in a
I
relationship
saw.
with a certain person,
Uh-huh.
it's almost like, okay, to keep this relationship, I'm gonna forego that boundary. I'm gonna let them do that to me because you're not strong enough to say, no, I have the right to have the boundary, and this is my boundary, and I'm not crossing that for anybody. But I think you get, especially if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's very easy for them to manipulate you and make you feel like, well, that's an unrealistic boundary anyway. So, like,
Right.
you're wrong to even have that boundary.
Well, and it's like one little step and one little step. Okay, that's, it's getting close to my boundary, but one little step. Anyway. Hi, BJ.
Hi, BJ. Hi,
Oh,
Elisa.
I I learned something.
Welcome.
Let me see if I can do it. There you go. How are you inside?
Oh, cool. Good.
BJ, I'm learning stuff.
So, with me, when I started loving myself, it was like I have to put up boundaries because I want to be able to say I love myself enough to have this boundary that I'm not going to let anybody, cross. Hello, Star. Welcome.
Okay, let me see.
So,
Let me see. Let
okay.
me try this.
I'm fine, thank you.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm fine.
Good. And there's Elisa's other channel too. Good.
Hi. Oh.
So when I started, trying to have some self-respect and some boundaries, um, and really stopped being a people pleaser,
Uh-huh.
stopped trying to please everybody else and started giving a little more concern of, if I was pleased or not.
Right.
Other people did not like that.
That's what I was going to ask you. When you started putting those up, that's a sign for blah. Oh, thank you. I'm working on it.
Hey, Darcy, welcome.
um,
And I
I
think,
was just wondering if you putting up your boundaries and people are used to just walking all over for you, all over you. How did they react when you started saying, "Nah, I'm not going to do that anymore. Nah, that's not."
yeah, well, and it was people that I did not actually think had a problem with me having a boundary.
uh,
I'm going to read Brandon's comment. I
okay.
guess I don't have boundaries. If somebody is disrespectful or slightly me, I just drop them. I never put them in the open, but I assume that everybody should know if they lie to me, etc., they're gone. Yeah, I mean, I don't have many rules when it comes to like friendships and all, but I don't like liars, and I put liars, cheats in the same cat. If you cheat or steal or lie, I put you all in the
Hi,
same
DeAndre
category,
Gore.
and I don't like that kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I can't trust them, it's a different kind of boundary cross. But once I can't trust you, I can't trust you. If you've lied to me, if you cheated, once the trust is gone, it takes forever.
Brandon said scavengers will prey on people pleasers and they will exploit them. That's what they do. You are so
Yes.
right. Let's see. He says, I used to be a people pleaser, so I know what you mean 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Liars are just, yeah.
Disrespectful. Yes.
And you're taught this when you're a toddler. The truth always comes out. But people still grow up and still tell fibs. And I'm like, but you were taught this as a toddler. They always say the truth will come out. Did you eat that ice cream bar? No, no, I didn't do it. The truth will come out. The truth will come out. I mean, you're taught that so young.
Hi, Audrey Gore. Welcome.
Good, good.
He said,
Yes.
good is the back of the hand towards the other hand's palm.
This
So
way.
that
This way.
is
So
good.
it's like this. So it's like this. And I was doing it like this, which is bad. Okay. See, I told you, I'm learning. I'm learning.
You don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, I went to a channel that wasn't cussing, so that I was pretty, but Darcy's here too. Hi, honey. I was a people pleaser too. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
always
and
a
it's easy.
peacemaker in
It's
my
easy.
home because keep the peace. Now I say to hell with the peace. Exactly. Well, I want to keep my peace. I don't care about their peace so much as I care about my own peace. But now okay, wait, I gotta show this one. I have 3 principles. I live by the 3 principles: respect is earned, trust is given, and loyalty is returned. To violate any one is to lose all 3. Very well said. Very well said. And that's the thing. You have to care enough about yourself that you're not going to disrespect yourself, and therefore you will not allow other people to disrespect you as well.
Right,
And
right.
that was what I had to learn. It was almost like I felt like I deserved to be disrespected or
Right.
mistreated. And so I didn't understand that I was the main one disrespecting myself, that, I had to put a stop to that and learn not to talk ugly to myself or mean to myself. And then I wasn't going to take it from anybody else either. But
Well,
the
and yeah,
person,
there's a thing of well, maybe I deserved it too. You
yeah,
know, that gets in your head. If you
the person that had the hardest time with me setting a boundary,
who's that?
my daughter,
Oh, really?
because I had raised her in a way that she always came first. Hello,
Oh,
Sonal. Wake up. Welcome. But I had always raised her where, her needs and her wants, I always put that before my own. And she
see that
grew
word?
up,
Do you see that word?
realizing that I would not do for myself unless I could do for her.
Uh-huh.
And so when I started doing things for myself and, like saying, no, I can't do that right now, I have plans, or, I can do that on another day, or you need to tell me ahead of time that you
Right.
want me to be available so that I don't make other plans.
Right.
And it was just like the hardest thing in the world for her to realize that she couldn't just have me at that beck and call whenever she wanted me. And now, though, she's learned, I'm not going to do it. It's just I want you to respect the fact that you need to ask me, you know, if
Right.
this is good or whatever. And
Right.
it was my own fault, though, because I raised her that way.
Right.
I didn't love myself, so what? Mama cares about something. Mama wants something.
Well, and then it's also your child.
Yeah,
You're going to bend over backwards for your babies anyway. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows that. Yeah. So they're going to have the hardest time. They're going to have the hardest time.
and I
I
really
know Other has a hard time when I'm like, can you come help me with something? He's like, but you always helped me. That you can tell that's his thinking. Like,
yeah, like
wait a
you
minute,
think
you
I
always
know.
help me. Right?
Yeah.
Well, you need help now. You know. You want this? Okay.
Yes, Lisa, married in Arkansas, said hi to all the new people I haven't seen before. Yes, we do have some people you haven't seen, but I've seen them on their channel.
Yeah. Well, DeAndre Gore, what are you doing up, honey? She's in Ireland. I'm glad you're here. And BJ, I'm glad for the lessons. Thank you. Stick with me, honey. You'll teach me. You'll teach me the right way.
We'll get it. We
We'll
will.
get it. We'll get it. So, um, this is one of the practice what you say. Practice, you know, putting up your boundaries is really easy to say, okay, I'm not going to do this. But to keep that wall up there or keep that boundary there is really difficult on a daily, isn't it? Until you get into a habit
Yeah,
or
because
they get used to that wall being there is probably more of a
that's right. So
more
no,
of a
I
tricky.
met you at Daisy Mae's.
Oh, okay.
If I think the reason it was hard for me to stick to the boundary if I got flack for it was because then I felt like, well, they won't be my friend or, be in my life or whatever. But then I had to realize too, if they truly were my friend or, needed to be in my life, they should understand and respect those boundaries.
Right.
But I was like afraid of abandonment and making them unhappy. So then it was kind of like, well, oh, you don't like that boundary. Okay, well, maybe, it should be this or that. And finally, one day I just realized, why are you making all of these considerations for everybody but for yourself?
Yeah.
Instead of
Well,
using,
like you said, repercussions can be scary. What's
yeah,
going to happen when I put this up and I put my foot down? What's
right.
going to happen? Are they going to abandon it? Are they going to get mad? Are they going to, you know what I mean? Are they going to push that boundary more now because it's a challenge? Because some people do that as well.
Hi, Lee. Anfield Road layout. Welcome. And that's what it is too. The people who are taking advantage of you being a people pleaser and not having good boundaries, they are going to be the ones who really don't like it, and then they're going to try to challenge it and try to make you feel like you're wrong for what you're doing, and they
Right.
want you to go back to doing what you've always done. And when they finally
For
realize
them.
she is serious and she is not going to let this go, then they finally, they either go ahead and do what you want them to do, or they leave your life. Hello, PJ Swish. Welcome, hun. And that was the thing. I had to be willing to let people go.
Yeah.
I had to be willing to say, I'm in a relationship that I don't care for, but I got myself in that relationship. So now I have to get myself out of that relationship.
Uh-huh.
And I think people, stay in relationships because it's easier sometimes to take a little bit of issue than to, oh my God, I'll be by myself. I'll have to do everything. And so it's kind of like you talk yourself into like, well, it's only this much, I
Right.
can stay with
Exactly.
that,
That
Instead of
line
saying,
in the sand gets moved.
yes. And
Yes.
then eventually you're like, wait a minute. What are you getting out of this relationship? And it could be with a friend or a partner or your children or whomever. But,
Coworker.
relationships are supposed to be give and take.
Uh-huh.
Not supposed to be one person doing all the giving and somebody else doing all the taking. And they do it especially narcissists. They do it in a way that they make you feel guilty about the way you feel about the way they're mistreating you or disrespecting you. It's like, how dare you not go along with what I want?
Right.
And so it's very scary at first to be like, oh my gosh, I get it. I understand what you're trying to do, and I don't like it,
Right.
Because at first I didn't see it. I was just like hearing what I wanted to hear, I guess, and just not really looking at the true big picture,
Right.
And now I have boundaries that sometimes I surprise myself that it's just like, it's not even a question to whether or not I'm going to stick to that boundary. It's just like, don't even try it because
Right.
it doesn't move.
It's not going to fly.
And I don't have a problem saying it either.
Yeah.
I could never tell anybody no before.
Right.
No matter what it was they wanted me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I could never say no. And now
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I'm busy that day. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Saying no to anybody was not an option for me. If no was what I needed to say, I would go, it's going to be really tough, or, I really don't want to do this. And they would just sit and listen to it, and because they knew I was going to do it anyway. Once I got done with the complaining about it, I was going to do it anyway. But Deandra Gore said Al-Anon helped her with that. And that's interesting. That's interesting.
That is.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Similar with me. I didn't know I could have my own. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think if you have low self-esteem, I don't think you deserve what everybody else deserves. It's like you make yourself that second class citizen where you don't deserve to be treated well, and you don't treat yourself well.
Well, and then also if you have lower self-esteem, not low, but lower, those people find that and they lower that self-esteem. They just keep stomping on it, stomping on it, stomping on it till they get what they want out of you, if that makes sense. So by the time you're in it for any length of time, you know, that's just my experience.
Well, and the thing about it is that if you want the relationship, the friendship, whatever it is, if you want it and you don't have good self-esteem, it's like it's so important that you do whatever you have to keep that in your life, because you feel like even if it's bad, it's better than nothing.
Right.
That's what you tell yourself, even though I don't like this about it and I don't like that about it, but it's still better than nothing. And when you get to the point where you're like, but I deserve better than nothing, it's
Right.
like, I deserve better than that. And I would rather be alone than put up with being mistreated,
Right.
And that's that's from all the way on one side of the picture to all the way on the other side of the picture. And that doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time and learning how to love yourself and realize that you are worth it. And anybody who doesn't see that, it's their problem. And we're not going to change their problem. We can
Right.
only work on ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
I had walls instead of boundaries.
Yeah. It was a gradual process to unlearn that. And I also had to learn to respect other people's boundaries, which is new to me.
Oh, okay. So boundaries in general, Deidre Gore. Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah, if you don't know them, you don't realize they're even there. And I get that. I get that.
and I think people have boundaries in place based on things that have happened to them, maybe in their childhood or their past that we know nothing about.
Well,
And
yeah.
we may cross those boundaries or unknowingly. I'm not talking about when you don't know somebody has, an issue or something and something happens. But I'm talking about when they know doggone well what it is and they try to push it, anyway.
Uh-huh.
But I guess I kind of am more aware of other people's boundaries now that I have some of my own.
Okay.
Maybe I wasn't as aware of them because I didn't have them. So,
And they weren't significant to you because you didn't
no.
have them, right?
This
But,
makes me think about, it's kind of off this topic, but a little still about the same thing.
okay, go ahead.
You know how when a situation happens, how you think about it or how you take it,
Uh-huh.
it may not be the way the person intended you to take it that way.
Right.
But I used to have a lot of where I took everything really personally. If somebody, was having a bad day
Right.
and they were a little short with me, I never considered, oh, they're just having a bad day. It was always, they are so upset with me. What did I do that made them
What
so
did I
upset
do?
with me? And now I can, healing through song. Hi, John. Now I can say, boy, that person's having a really bad day. I
Right.
don't immediately go to, oh my gosh, what did I say? What did I do? But
That goes towards yourself, your esteem as well. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it really does. Because
I
you
used
take
to
things
spend
personally and you want to fix it.
a lot of time trying to fix other people, not realizing that it was interfering and disrespectful. Well, they say you can't get somebody to change something that they don't think is a problem and that they
Right.
don't acknowledge themselves. Now, if somebody knows they have a problem and they say, I do this or I do that, and if you see me do that or whatever, be a friend and help me out and let me know I'm doing that or whatever. But
Right.
most people to me that don't respect boundaries are people that are very manipulative and they want what they want and they're going to try to intimidate you or threaten you or, whatever they have.
Browbeat.
Yeah. And you have to get to where you're like, you know what? I'll be perfectly fine without you in my world. So if you don't like it, you can leave. But
Right.
when you have such low self-esteem and you don't like yourself, and there is somebody who's paying attention to you and somebody who is there, you don't want to make that person leave, even if
Right.
they're not being nice. It's almost like I must be making them not be nice to me. And I need to change, my behavior so that they'll be happier with me. And then everything will be fine. Instead of
Well,
when you finally, realize, okay, you know what? Nothing I do is going to make a difference. You're
yeah.
just not going to be happy with me, period. You know.
Well, and then, and I was like my grandparents always said, it always feels like you're giving more in a relationship. It always feels like you're giving more than you're getting. So it's going to feel like you're giving 70% while they're only giving 30. And I'm thinking, okay, then this is a normal. This is normal with friendships, with love interests, with everybody. You feel like you're giving more. So I always thought that me giving more was normal, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I mean, it
Because
being
there was my grandparents always complained. It just feels like he doesn't give me any, and I always have to do everything. And they said it just feels that way. It's not, but it feels like you're giving more. So
Mhm.
you're going to have to give more. I don't know.
Well, and when you're, begging for attention and that nurturing and that, especially like from a parent, it's almost like you feel like that is the normal way that you behave in a relationship,
Uh-huh.
that you do give more,
Right.
and then to me, I always thought, if the person wasn't giving, it's like, boy, they're so selfish, not realizing they probably were taking care of themselves like I should have been doing,
Right.
but
Right.
because of how I was raised, that would have been selfish. It would have been selfish of me, to do things for myself and not do for others. And now it's kind of like, you have got to do it. And when it comes to like self-care, nobody can do it for you. You can't say, well, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this to take care of myself. And then
Right.
you don't put the time in there to do it. And you don't take care of yourself. So you can't expect somebody else to take care of those things. And to me, it was almost like I had to learn that if I didn't do for me, I shouldn't do for someone else.
Right.
In other words, I needed to make sure I took care of me first, then I could take care of somebody else. And that was really hard because in my mind, it was like my child comes first, then my husband, then,
Right.
and I was always
Job.
at the back of the line,
Job. And then the associates at your job, they all have
Yep.
priorities in there. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a whole mind shift of, no, you're not being selfish. This is what you should have learned to do.
Right.
And there are some people that don't necessarily have to think, gee, what should I do for self-care? They are just automatically used to doing things to take care of themselves. And they
Right.
don't have to think about it,
Right.
It's not a foreign concept like it was for me. It's like, what do you mean I need time by myself?
Right.
And now it's almost like, wait, but that's my me time. It's like, no, 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 no. I have to have me some me time,
Right.
But I don't feel the least bit guilty about it.
Yeah. And I did for a long time. Like I had friends, and they would say, "No, I just don't have time to help you with this. I don't have time to help you with this." And I would sit there and just flat out to their face. And this was my philosophy: if you wanted to do it, you would find time.
Yep.
If you wanted to do it, you would find time. If it was important to you, you would find time. And I would say it straight to their face, and they were almost insulted. Like, and I'm like, that's the way I lived. If you asked me to do something, I would find time to make that happen. I did. Yeah,
You're
as
not
we'll say.
late, off grid world. You're not late. And John said, as we always say, Echo, you have to put your own oxygen mask on before you can help others. Exactly. BJ says, I have a premiere in 10 minutes that I am a moderator for. So I'll jump out of here. If you're still on afterwards, I'll rejoin. Okay, BJ. My cat is having a massive sulk because she wants tuna. No, you cannot have tuna.
Well, Boo is blind, and so he'll sulk at me. He'll sit right at me, and he'll turn his back to me, like cats do. But there's a wall there, and so but he can't see it, and he's just like sitting there staring at this wall, and I'm like, "You're so cute. I see what you're doing, but honey, there's a wall there."
Oh my
He's so
goodness.
funny. He's so funny.
Mm. I've been putting some kitty cat shorts on Chloe's channel
Okay.
saying, it's a dog channel, but we love kitties too.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure Chloe would be like, no, I don't. I don't love it. I'm like, I think they're so cute though. I really do. I like a cat too,
Yeah.
I guess I've probably had about the same number of cats as I've had dogs. So
Yeah.
pretty equal in that.
She will
I'm
get to you as
just
soon as
done
she
with
stops
being
begging.
everything
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. Cats are
13.
pretty persistent.
And that didn't go well, but still doing it. Exactly, off grid world. Sometimes you just have to decide. Um, be strong like a grizzly. Welcome. You just have to decide that you're worth doing it,
Right,
and make that decision that if they don't respect it and they don't want to go along with your new way of living, then they can leave. Hi, Lucy Warren's World. Welcome.
but that's also difficult. It's back to that. It's difficult to because you never know what the repercussions are and how people are going to react. The people that truly love you and truly care about you will step back and go, "Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Let me get the hang of this." But yeah, you'll find out who your true friends are.
Yeah, and I've had a few people that have been like, well, it's about time. It's about time you gave a darn about yourself.
Right,
And it's like, they could have told me 100 times and I wouldn't have gotten it until I got it.
till you're
It's
ready.
like, yeah. I mean, it's something that is very personal, and I think it's as personal when you decide that you're not going to let those boundaries be crossed.
Right,
It's like it's not something you do just, oh yeah, I'll just put a boundary. No, it takes a lot of thought in deciding what are your deal breakers? What is it that you're not going to allow to happen in
right,
your world? And I think a lot of us just we do things out of the need to have people around us. Like we don't want to be alone. We want to have other people. Lawless, hello, hello.
Lawless.
So I really encourage everyone to think about, and when she mentioned it yesterday, I was like, I like that because boundaries is something that I never really realized I needed to work on. It wasn't like on my radar of the things that I didn't like about myself, or that I felt like, oh, well, you're going to have to work on that. And the more I healed other parts of me, the more I was like, boy, do I need some boundaries. It's like I'm just a
Okay.
doormat,
Yeah. Okay. Now, since you set those boundaries, let's say you've set those boundaries.
hmm
Now, how often do you have to reinforce them with certain people? Do you have to remind them and remind them and remind them, or because that would be hard?
Yeah.
Because I would set a boundary and then they would just cross it, and I would think, well, it's just one time. Well, it's just two times. Well,
Well, I think I'm uh, like where I know I can't let them cross it even one time.
Okay.
It's like if I even feel like the situation is going that way, I'm like proactive, like, well, hold on just a minute now.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, that would. It
Where,
seems like that might be difficult for. Well, it'd be difficult for some people. It's difficult for me.
yeah,
But
yeah. And I like I said, you have to decide that if that person doesn't want to respect that, you're okay with them leaving. And that's hard
right,
because, you know,
they could walk away.
some of us just
They could
don't
get ugly about it.
leave.
They could. There's a lot of.
But you do feel very empowered and very good
Yeah.
when you can look back at a situation and be like, I held my own. I
Right.
didn't let them bully me or let them manipulate me into doing something I did not want to do.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
like
learning.
Echo mentioned yesterday about how she started empowering herself and she put her foot down, and a situation happened and she put her foot down and blah 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 blah. And I looked her straight in the face and I went, if I'd have done that, I just got choked out. I mean, that's I would have just, I wouldn't have been aware for the next 10 minutes. I would have just got choked out. So
Right.
you never know how, so be aware. If you're going to make boundaries, be aware of who you're making the boundaries with. So approach it probably would be
And
a
I
good
think if
idea.
you're in a situation that is physical, violent, whatever like that, I don't think setting a boundary is really going to do anything.
It's not going to change
If
anything,
that
is it?
person is already to that type of
Stage.
behavior, I don't think they're going to be like, oh, okay, sure, yeah. No, they'll be like, "Phew." So I think you have to pick and choose, the situations that you're
Right.
going to try to do that. But it all goes back to you got to love yourself enough to even know that you need to have the boundary of self-respect, that
Right.
you're not going to let someone disrespect you. If
Yes.
you
Sticking to
don't
your guns.
if you don't think you're worth anything, then I didn't have anything to protect. It was like I felt like the lowest of low anyway,
Right.
so it didn't matter. But as soon as I started saying, no, I'm not going to treat myself like that, and I'm not going to let anybody else treat me like that, then it's more empowering. It's like, okay, now I've made this deal with myself, and we're going to stick to this now.
Right.
But it's
And
not
John
easy.
says that's the hardest thing is sticking to your guns once you set those boundaries, because,
And
and like you said, your daughter wasn't used to that. So I can see her,
if I had
dancing around them.
said, okay, honey, you don't like the boundary, I will change it, I would be in a horrible relationship with her.
Right.
But because I was like, I'm sorry that you don't like it. But I'm not saying I won't do for you. I'm not saying I won't make time for you and spend time with you. I'm just saying I get the right to say if I want to or not.
Right.
And you have to show me that respect, just like you would ask anybody else before you ask them to do something. It's like, do you have plans? Are you busy? Are you, instead of just here it is, like, I don't care
Right.
what you got going on. This is what I need you to do for me, you know.
Right.
And it's like, think about it. You wouldn't treat somebody else like that. But because I've allowed you to do that to me, it's just our norm.
Right.
And
It's the
now
norm. Yeah.
it's going to change. I'm not going to do for you, but I want that little bit of respect for you to respect the fact that I do have the right to say no. I probably won't tell you no, but
Right.
I have the, the respect, please. And sometimes I'll even say to her, she'll be like, rattling off all the things that she needs me to do or whatever. And I'll be like, okay, I'll do it. But just remember, you know, respect me for it, And she's like,
Right.
well, I do, And I'm like, well, sometimes, you got to reiterate with people that, that's what you need from them. You need to hear that they are being, respectful.
Respectful.
Just
Hmm.
because you know that they
And
are,
considering
sometimes
your
it's
feelings and your
nice still to
emotions.
hear that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But and it makes me feel good that whatever time I do spend doing something to help her or spend time with my granddaughter or whatever like that, I now make sure that I don't have anything else that's going to make me, be like, oh God, this has got to hurry up and get over because I got this to do now. Or,
Uh-huh.
I haven't planned anything, so I'm free for however long that is, And that's not something I did before either. I would have my things going and then I would try to fit other things into it and then get aggravated when it was like stressful for me,
Right.
you know. And it's like, okay, if I'm going to set this time aside, even if I don't end up having to do whatever it is, then that'll just be free time that I have to do something I want to do. But I'm
Mhm.
not going to have something else planned to do in that time frame that's going to make me get agitated and
Well, and then does it go through your head of the classic? But I need to get this done. But I need to get this done. I have to get this done, even though they're getting jumbled up and I'm getting frustrated. It's like I have to get this done. I gave my word. I'm going to get this done. I
and
don't know. I did that a lot.
that's kind of when I was like scheduling so many things and then it would come time to do something and I would be like, I don't really feel like it, but I got to
Yeah.
because I said I would.
Uh-huh.
And then when I made the decision, like, okay, don't overschedule yourself. If you want to do something, you can always add it on. You can always do a pop-up live or whatever. But
Right.
don't have it so overscheduled that if you don't feel like it, and don't feel guilty if you can't do something you said you were going to do, you know?
I don't like letting people down.
I
See,
don't
that's my
either.
thing.
I do not
Yeah.
either. And I've always been that kind of person that, no matter I'm gonna, do if I said I would do it, I'm gonna do it. You can count on
Yeah.
me. I will do it. And so the times that I have had to say, well, I can't, or whatever, it would make me feel bad. It would be like you're a horrible friend because you said you would.
Yeah.
But I think now too, I've learned that I have to be a friend to myself
Yeah.
too. I can't always worry about what everybody else wants me to do. Sometimes it's okay to worry about what I want to do.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that
like when February
pressure,
when go ahead.
that pressure, that feeling of I have to get it done, I have to do it, I have to do it. Who says you have to? You're putting that on yourself, and then you're
Yeah.
mad because you feel the pressure, and yet you're the one pressuring yourself. And I had to
Yeah.
learn how to separate that and be like, no, do not make me feel pressure. No, I don't have to do it. What is the world going to end if I don't do this when I think I should do it? No. But I
Yeah.
never turned assignments in late in school. I mean, I was like, if they said, I was always, yeah, it has to be, that's the rule,
Yeah.
has to follow. Can't.
Well, like in February when I was doing 7 days a week, a certain time of day, morning, I was doing a live every single day, 7 days a week, and my body crashed and burned. And even though my body crashed and burned, and all kinds of stuff, I was in the hospital feeling guilty, that
Mhm.
I wasn't clicking that button at that time of day, and doing that. I mean, it's and it was all the pressure I was putting on myself. Because
Yeah.
people were telling me, just relax, honey. And I'm like, no, I gave my word. you know?
I so understand that. And I don't know why and I think it all goes back to that wanting people to like us, wanting people to need us or to
Uh-huh.
where you can't just be like, gee, I'm sorry, I can't, and
Right.
and I would be so sick and I would never call out of work, and I
Oh,
would go
no.
to work and they would be like, "Oh my God, you need to be home. You need to go to the doctor." It's like, you shouldn't be here. And it's like, but I had to come to work.
Yeah.
And somehow it makes you feel more important or something. And if you don't, then it's like, I'm letting people down. I'm letting
Letting
myself
the people
down. I'm
down.
not
Mhm.
doing you know, I can remember one time I had pneumonia and the doctor admitted me to the hospital, and I go to the hospital and I'm in the hospital room and I'm sitting on the hospital bed, and they got the gown laying there, and the nurse is like, you need to get the gown on and you need to get in the bed, you know. And she went out and came back in, and I'm still sitting in the same exact place, not putting
Mhm.
the gown on. And she's like, did you not understand? I need you to get the gown on. We need to get an IV going. You need this, you need that. And I'm like, I haven't decided if I'm staying or not.
Right.
You know, it's like, I don't really have time to be hospitalized right now.
Yeah.
And the nurse is like, ma'am, you can barely breathe. You have to stay in the hospital. Your doctor would not have sent you to the hospital if you were not sick.
Right.
And I'm like, I understand that, but I have things that I need to do.
Right.
And she was like, okay, you're not going to be able to do anything if you don't get in that gown and get in that bed.
Right.
And afterwards, I'm like, I did what? I sat there and said I wasn't sure I was going to stay. It's like, I must have been really sick. Like, I probably had a high fever and, wasn't thinking. But that's
Well,
how I
pneumonia.
felt. Like, I don't have time to be sick.
Yeah. Well, and pneumonia, you got a lack of oxygen, so your brain isn't firing on
Mm-mm.
all eight cylinders either. You
Mm-mm.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely wasn't, in any shape not to be in the hospital.
Right.
And
Especially if the doctor sent you.
yeah, and I can remember calling into work, and my boss was like, "Well, you're going to need a doctor's note," and I'm like, I don't think that's a problem. I'm in the freaking hospital. I'm not just sick. They would not let me leave the hospital. It's like, yeah, I'll have a doctor's note.
Right.
I never called in. I never missed work. So it was like a big deal, that here I'm in the hospital and I'm not coming to work. And when I hurt my Achilles tendon, I went to work with it hurt. And then when I got the boot, I still went to work with the boot on. And
Yeah.
then they were like, "Oh, you can't work with the boot." I'm like, "I've been working. And they're like, no, because that now makes you a fall risk, that you could
Right.
slip and fall with that boot, and then we'd be liable.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I fought that so hard. I was like, what are you talking about? I
Yeah.
need to be able to work.
Yeah. Well, when I was working in California, it's not use it or lose it kind of vacation. You can
Hmm.
build it up. I ended up with 12 weeks of vacation, just building it up, building it up. I mean, I would take a day off if I had to go to a doctor's appointment or something, take one day off. But to take vacation, no. To take a sick day, no. Those built up too. You didn't get paid off. You let them build up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it, I think it's that people pleaser in us,
Hmm.
and my boss, I would be off work and my boss would text me, what about this and what about that? Are you going to have this done tomorrow? So even off my off time, I was still pleasing and giving in. Yeah.
All right. What about this? Did you ever feel like people in your same level position,
Right.
didn't have to do as much as you did, I would get like aggravated. Like, why is it always me that you're asking to do this extra work or do all these things? This person right here is the same thing. You could
Yeah.
ask them, but that person would argue and give them a hard time, and I would just suck it up and go do it. And
Uh-huh.
so it was easier just to give it to me than to try to make this other person cooperate.
Uh-huh.
And I never realized, and I would be frustrated with it. I would be like, that's not fair. You're not treating me fairly because you're, making me do extra work and all that. But I didn't realize it until my daughter started complaining about, at being a teacher, and how it's like so many things they keep piling on her. And I'm like, it's
Well, they
because
find the workhorse.
you're
Yeah.
good at what you do, you don't complain, and you go ahead and get it done. So it's safe for them to give it to you. It's like
Right.
they have the job to hand out. They give it to somebody else, the outcome might not be as good, but they know they can count on you. And I was like, I should have learned this earlier and told you, don't show everything you know how to do.
Right.
Don't always go above and beyond, because it doesn't benefit you. It does make more stress on you than
Right.
it does on your coworkers.
Oh, of course.
And
Yeah.
then my
I was
coworkers
always good at
like,
setting the bar real low. So they never expected too much out of me.
well,
So
that's
if I did something, above the bar, they were like, "Oh yeah, you got it." You don't set the bar high and then try to improve, because you got nowhere to go. I have
yeah,
nowhere to go.
yeah,
But my boss was very good at delegating. So one person was very good at numbers, so they did the accounting part, and one good was very good at um ordering product and keeping us. So he was very good at delegating. And me, everybody, I was the party planner.
Mhm.
I planned the parties. You could tell I had a rough life. But with my self-esteem as it was, when he first put me in that position, I thought that's what he got me for, was so he wouldn't have to plan the parties. So I was put in that position to do that position. But the reason I got it was because I was able to plan parties, if you see what I'm saying. So if I didn't plan the parties, I was like, then what am I contributing
Yeah,
to he could have put anybody here in this position, but he put me here. I figured that's what I was bringing to the table.
yeah,
I had fun with it, but I didn't think myself high enough in esteem to be worthy of the position,
right.
unless I was the jolly, happy, party, goofy, anyway,
Yeah.
the ditzy one.
Well, and how many times do we, put forth that what we think other people want us to be,
Right.
you know?
Oh yeah, I wear masks all the time.
It's like, who are you really? Not
Yeah.
who do you think I want you to be, but who are you really, you know? And then you have people that are like, just they're so themselves all the time. I used to envy people like that. Like, they did not care who they offended or who didn't like them, or you know they were free to just be themselves.
Right.
And I'd be over here like, oh my gosh, if I said that or if I did that, it's like, but didn't bother them a bit, because they loved themselves and they knew that they didn't care. If somebody
Right.
didn't like it, they could go. Who cares?
Right. I always envy people like that. I always did. I always went,
I was
"Wow, you're
like,
so cool.
man,
You're so cool."
how can you just be like that? But we all think that everybody was raised the same way, that we all grew up in the same kind of families and the same kind
Right.
of situations. And so when somebody else has a different experience and they show up differently because of that, you're like, wow, I want to be like that.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like that, kind of person or whatever. And for the longest time, I was like, I have so much work to do because I don't want to be the person I am. I want to
Right.
be this other person, you know. And it wasn't until I finally said, well, this is the person you are. You're going to have to deal with her.
You
I
can
can
feel energies
feel
when you walk into a
when
room.
I
Yeah.
walk into a room. Weirdest feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. In all rooms or just certain rooms? Yeah. But yeah, you it's funny, you can feel the vibrations, you can feel the if it's a bad energy or a good energy. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of your sixth sense there. It's probably a part of your protection too,
Yeah.
right? When I think that would be a protection. They're like, ooh, this room doesn't feel good. I may want to get out of here.
Well, I'm starting to get where I get
Oh,
like a
okay.
sense about somebody, like before I was like so naive and I just,
Well, look who just popped
hi,
in.
Nico.
We were talking about you earlier. Were your ears burning?
But it was like I was so naive that, I never, I just didn't show up as who I was always trying to figure out who should I be, what should I do, and people who had it together, I was like, oh, how, you're so together, you have everything going good, and sometimes that's true, and then sometimes you don't see what happens behind closed doors, and things are not always as they seem.
Right. You can't be around any people. That's good. That's good. Off grid. I think it's your self protection. I really do. Yeah. Like I said, embrace it. Embrace it. It will keep you safe. I know it feels weird, but it will keep you safe. So what's Nico doing? Oh, he's doing school.
Yeah, working
When are
on
we going to have a
school.
graduation party, Nico? I want to have a graduation party with you.
He says his stomach flu is receding. Good.
Good.
There's nothing worse than not feeling good and having stuff to do.
Right.
There's so many sacred
Especially your
everywhere.
belly when you got errands to run. It's not a good combo.
Mm-mm. You're right, off grid. Most people are not out for your good. Most people are out for what they can get, what
Yeah.
you can do for
What's in
them.
it for me?
Yeah.
That's the world we live in. What's in it for me?
Yep. Yep. And it's really hard to have values and morals in this world that we live in because people are not showing up who they legitimately are, and
Yeah.
it's like every man out for themselves, and it's just
Yeah.
that's just not the kind of world I want to live in.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough.
Cat got her tuna on the bed. Oh, this is how we taught her she is allowed on the bed. Oh, and well, yeah, then of course she's going to want to come eat on the bed if you taught her that. I had
And tuna. Ooh, tuna.
a long discussion with my granddaughter this weekend about eating crackers and cookies in your bed and getting ants.
Oh, okay.
One of the cartoons she watched, they did that and they got ant bit because the ants came in the house. And so she kept telling me, I don't eat cookies or crackers in my bed. And I'm like, no, you better not, because your mom will have a fit if you get
Right.
ants in your bed. But she was so amazed. She said, ants are supposed to live outside. And I'm like, yeah,
Yes,
but
they
when
are.
they get hungry, they're gonna come looking for food, and wherever you
Right.
have the food. But she was so amazed that the ants came in the house and got in those people's beds. Hmm. He has 2 weeks to go until final exam. Yes, this year has mainly been about his studies, and he's had to put his YouTube channel on the back burner to make the best of this education. Well, but that's what you need to do.
That's what you, yeah.
YouTube is going to be there, and we definitely have not forgot about you. So,
And when you're ready to come back out, we're ready to have you. We're ready to greet you with open arms, honey.
that's right.
But we want to support your goals right now. You've worked very hard at this. So yeah, that's the reason I want to celebrate a graduation. I don't want to, yeah. Have on
Sophia,
occasion eat sushi in bed. Okay. We also,
Sophia says we can always have the power to change the world around us by showing there's a different way to do things. That is true.
hi, Sophia.
That is true. They say you're supposed to be the change you want to see.
Yeah.
But you sometimes need other people to get on board with that change. Sometimes it's hard when they're like, nope, nope, not going
It's hard to steer the boat this way by yourself sometimes.
Yeah,
Huh?
exactly.
Yeah. And then a lot of people don't want to deal with the change. They like it going this way. So that's, is Mac here? Oh, it sure is. Hi, Mac.
And she says, hi from Canada, off to go hiking.
Ooh,
Okay. Well, enjoy your hiking.
really?
Oh, she must be in Canada on her book thingy. You know, she wrote the part of the book, and they were having
Right.
a book
Right.
party.
We're recorded, honey. We'd love to go hiking with you. I'll watch it. I'd love to see what Canada looks like right now.
Yeah.
Bundle up, baby. Bet you it's cold.
Yeah, I want to say she's in Vancouver. Yeah. I want to travel.
Okay, let's go.
It's too bad you have
Starting
to
tomorrow, we'll just climb in our car. Let's go.
It's too bad you have to have money to travel.
Well, we got the looks, honey. We don't need money.
Oh, okay. Oh, Lord.
Sorry. We needed to lighten the load a little bit. We got a little heavy there for a minute. Two of us are in BC. And BC is gorgeous.
Mhm.
Victoria, BC. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Go to Venice.
Okay. You want to meet us there? We'll go to Venice.
And that's
Sophia,
why
you want to meet us in Venice too?
optimist about seeing that most people actually want change beyond the scared surface. That's true. Most people do want change, but they don't know how to go about it.
Yeah. And we're back to that repercussions. People are scared, what's going to happen? Am I going to like the change? Am I going to be able to stand up to it? Keep my boundaries, keep my foot on the gas pedal of moving forward. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of inner strength, which Echo has shown time and time again, with just what, 6-8 months. You've shown a lot of change and a lot of growth. And I know people that know you have seen it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Very proud of you.
But
very proud of you.
You just have to be willing to do it. Scary. I was so scared. I was like, but what if, now I'm like, even if even if I discover this or that, I'm still doing it,
Yeah.
So
Well, and sometimes you get to a point where it's I don't know what's in front of me, but I know where I'm at and I know where I've been, and I didn't like it. So I'm going to, that's
That
another thing.
exactly. You
Yeah.
know what didn't work for you.
Uh-huh.
So time to try something different,
Right.
you know. I will go to start of a stream and start to watch. Oh, he's going to go back to the beginning. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, they hear us talk about you? Yeah, she was just wondering how you were. Yeah, she was just curious about you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
Wednesday?
like,
Yeah, we'll
you
meet
know
Wednesday.
who I haven't seen or heard from in a few days? It's like, I better message him, make sure he's okay, because I knew that you had not been feeling well.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen Seventh here. Usually Seventh will pop in, but
Yeah.
yeah, he hasn't popped
It
in.
is on my is on my list when I'm back in Australia. Cool. Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely want to travel. I mean, I've been on a cruise to Mexico and I've done a few different states, but
Right.
not like even all of the different parts of our country, yet alone any foreign countries. So I definitely want to travel.
Well, this is something for the other got a passport before I did. He went out of the country before I did. He was 16 and he went to Japan.
Oh,
And I
wow.
went, wait a minute. That something's wrong here. How come you get a passport and yeah. I didn't get out of the country. I mean, I went to Mexico without a passport, but when I was 17. But wait,
I've never even had a passport because when I went on my cruise, you didn't have to have one for that.
right. Well, I went on a cruise and I got one for that, but because I wasn't sure. So I just got one because we went to the Bahamas and stuff like that. But when I went to Mexico, I didn't get one. But
Well, I was following this lady who went over to Europe she was going to live there for like 9 months. And she had so many issues that I think she was only gone for about 5 months and came back to the States. But, she places that she booked to stay at weren't what she wanted or thought they were going to be like, or and I mean, when you're dealing with other countries, it's kind of hard to know for sure, you know what you're going to end up with or whatever.
right,
But she
right,
went by herself. Now I don't think I would go by myself. I think I'd be scared to go to a different country all by myself. And it wouldn't, to me, it wouldn't be as much fun as going with somebody, you know.
right. To share the moments with. Yeah,
Yeah, and just, I don't know. I guess I spent too much of my adult life working and taking care of other people than going and exploring and doing what I wanted to do. That's why I tell
right,
my daughter, don't wait. If you want to do something, put it in motion, that you want to do it. Don't say, I'm going to wait till this, that, or the other, because it'll never happen. And then you'll never get to go or
well,
do
and
it.
what I've come across is I was always working or, you know, doing busy doing other things. And it's like, okay, but now my body's broken. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Now, I should have done it when I was 30, when when that body was like ready to, but you always think that body is still going to be, you know, you
Right.
don't need to take 18 pills to go on vacation, kind of thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, BJ. Have a good trip, Mac.
Be
Uh,
safe, Matt.
and that's the thing. We always think we've got time, you know.
Yeah.
Put it off, put it
Pretend
off,
like the
put it
president,
off.
guys. Do it.
And you may have time later, but you may not feel good enough to do it.
Yeah.
And they say you can't
That's
take it with you. So just enjoy. enjoy whatever you can.
Enjoy life.
You know?
Yeah. You only get now
Live
one
your
time.
life.
Wish you the
I
best.
really feel like I did not enjoy a lot of those years when I was raising my daughter and working and all of that. It wasn't enjoyable. It was like an ends to a mean. You know, it's like I did what I had to do, but
Right.
I didn't enjoy it. And I'm done not enjoying my life. You know, it
I
doesn't.
mean, that doesn't mean you don't have good memories, correct?
No, I have good memories, but
Yeah.
I also have memories, and I forget who it was I was talking about. Oh, it was you last night, um, about the holiday thing. Like,
Uh-huh.
we had to do the holidays around the work schedule,
Oh, yes.
you know,
Oh, yes.
and it wasn't, I still felt like we celebrated the holidays, but it is different when you can't do it on the actual day, or when other people are celebrating and you're having to work, you know.
Right.
So, and that's one thing about working in retail. Every weekend, nights, all the holidays, So,
Yeah.
and if you're not willing to work those time frames, then they don't need you,
Right.
So you do
Yeah.
what you have to do.
Every Mother's Day, I had to sacrifice because I was a waitress. Every
Mhm.
Mother's Day, I had to sacrifice, but I had to make a special effort in my workplace to make sure everybody got, I think they gave them red carnations or something. Every female got a red carnation, every mother. But I'm
Mhm.
like, but you guys don't realize you're working my backside off and I'm a mother, you know what I mean? But it was, like Echo, that was her job.
Yeah.
Me, I knew was a money making day. So, but we always had to plan around that, plan around Christmas, New Year's, plan around New Year's Eve. When I was working in bars, New Year's Eve, I always celebrated it in the bar. I never
Mhm.
had, to celebrate it with my kid, you know.
Yeah.
So, shoot off fireworks or whatever, or blow horns at midnight. No, nope. Had to be there,
And it's funny how people will actually get mad if a store closes on a holiday,
Mhm.
so that their employees can be with their families to celebrate the holiday, but it's going to inconvenience you because now the store is closed. And so you're going to complain about that.
Right,
It's like
right.
you want things open 24/7, but that means somebody is going to have to be there working. And so
Somebody's sacrificing.
somebody is not going to be with their family, you know.
Yeah, somebody's sacrificing. Yeah.
It's like when we had the hurricane last year, you know, places were closed because all the power was out. Nobody,
Right,
there wasn't, the banks weren't open. I mean, if you didn't have cash, you were out of luck. And most places just wouldn't even take cash. They just were closed.
right.
And, you know, it's like, look how dependent we are on having all these conveniences,
Uh-huh. On
It's like
commerce.
we
Mhm.
should be able to go a couple of days without having to go spend money somewhere. And,
Yeah,
it's like, my goodness. But people were so, I can't believe so and so is close. They don't have any power. What do you want them to be over there doing with
right,
a flashlight trying to work? I mean, come on, It's like it's called a natural disaster. It's not
right.
a natural fun time for those who have, that it's like nobody is happy about this.
And it's not happening to just you, honey.
Yeah.
It's happening to everyone. Yeah, I love going places. Yeah, where nobody knows me. Yeah, I dig that. I dig that. But yeah, it's a little easier if nobody knows me sometimes.
Well, and I'd like to people watch too.
Oh yeah,
And
I
I
used
like,
to love just sitting in. People who really despise airports. I could just sit in a chair and just watch people go by and just put stories to them. Look at that
yeah.
guy. Oh, look at how busy he is. He needs to calm down and put that phone away. And look at this one shoveling pizza in their face. Oh my goodness. And oh, look at that one with the baby. Oh, I bet you that's the baby's first trip. And I would give stories to all these people. I love it.
My daughter always, Mama, you're staring. And I'm like, I'm fascinated with this person over here. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing, you know? And she's like, quit staring at them. I'm like, I'm sorry. But I could go to like a mall or even like a baseball game or anything like that and just sit there and just observe people.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not, like trying to eavesdrop on conversations or anything like that, but it's just like I just get fascinated by how people are out in public.
Right.
Yeah, our stores close on holidays usually, and it's so much more relaxed as a culture. There's certain stores and gas stations for emergencies, but it's okay to have a day off. Yes, you've said that before too, Sophia, that, you know, in the country where you're at, it's not all hustle bustle business. It's like it's okay to go take a walk and, like just have a few minutes
She's
to
in Ireland.
yourself. Yeah,
Us Irish know how to live, honey.
I'm telling you. I think it's just, it's like ingrained in us to be always busy, busy, busy. If you're not busy, if you're not going, you're lazy and something's
Yeah.
wrong. You should have
Yeah.
something to do. And
And depending on where you're at in this country, competition is a big thing.
oh yeah,
Competition. So everybody's competing with everybody for the same. So you got to hurry and get there first, and you got to be the first one at it. The first one, yeah,
and
yeah.
just
It's
the
very pushy shovey in some of the
competitiveness
parts.
and you know, well, so and so has that, so I need to have that. And it's like if somebody saw my old phone, they would be like, oh my gosh, you need to upgrade. And
Yeah,
it's like, okay, I know I do, but you know what? It's working perfectly okay right now.
yeah.
But some people would be like, oh my God, the newest phone came out, you got to get it, you know.
I knew people like that. That
Hmm.
as soon as their phone would come out, they would go get it. Yeah, yeah. Keeping up with the Jones is a big deal around here in the States, in
Yeah,
some areas. In some areas.
yeah. And I don't know about
Oh
you,
yeah, our
but
leisure time is sacred. Yeah.
down here in the South, and I don't really
You guys
understand,
don't move. You guys don't move.
but I don't
You guys
understand
are
why
slow as molasses in January. I'm
down
sorry.
here they will pay more for their car. They will live in a little shack,
Oh yeah,
about to fall down around them, but
they
they
got a
don't have
good car in the driveway though, right?
a very expensive car. And
Yeah.
I'm like just the opposite. It's like I would rather pay more for where you live than your transportation because
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to live in my transportation, where at least I'm
Right.
going to live in a house.
I just want dependable when it comes to transportation. I don't care what I just want dependable. I don't want it to stick me on the side of the road. Besides that, we're good to go.
Well, and I don't know if I told you about it or if maybe I was telling my daughter about it, but my little car, I never thought I had a spare tire. I don't know why I didn't think I had a spare tire, but I hit a curb and lost my hubcap and
Uh-huh.
dented my rim a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And
Ouch.
that tire wants to like slowly leak
Yeah, it
in.
slowly leaks. You've got a
Uh,
slow leak.
so,
Uh-huh.
so maybe once every 2 weeks, I have to go get air put in it.
Okay.
Anyhow, so I got to thinking the other day, well, gee, I need a spare tire because if I'm out somewhere, I have the roadside assistance on my car insurance. And I'm like, if I was out somewhere, I could call and have somebody come and change the tire if I had a spare tire. And I don't know why I didn't think I had a spare tire. But anyway, so I'm looking in the back of my car and on the bottom of it, and it's got the like hatchback
Right.
door thing. And I'm looking at the bottom of it, and it's got these two little things, and it says turn to unlock.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, if you can turn that to unlock that, then I bet this flips up, and I bet there's something under there. that I
Uh-huh.
never noticed before. So I did. Sure enough, I have the spare tire, and it's not just a spare tire, like a donut. It's like a full size tire.
Uh-huh.
And then I
That's probably
had
where your jack and everything is as
on
well.
the other side was the jack and the crowbar, and also this netting thing. Like, I guess I have a thing you could hang it across the back, like if you were holding stuff back there or didn't want
Uh-huh.
stuff
Uh-huh.
all over the seat or something. But anyhow, I was like totally amazed. Like, oh my gosh, I have a spare. So I was telling my daughter, did you know I have a spare tire? She was like, Mama, everybody has a spare tire. And I'm like, but I've had this car for like 3 years, a little over 3 years, I think. And never once had I looked to see if I had a spare tire. I just assumed I didn't have one.
Well, that's good. That's good. That means you didn't need it.
Yeah.
That's
But now
yeah.
I know I have. I wonder if it has any air in it, though. What if my flat tire is? I mean, what if my spare tire is flat?
Usually they've got something in them, at least to get you somewhere,
Yeah.
at least to get you to the next stop.
And my daughter's like,
Yeah,
"Why
my
do you?"
grandfather made sure I knew how to change a tire, change oil, all the basic stuff. He
Yeah.
was really, yeah. So, but you can't, you've never changed a tire?
No.
No. Okay.
When Allison was about 8 or 9 years old, one summer, I took her and two of her little friends to the Jacksonville Zoo, which is about
Okay.
a 2 hour drive from here.
Uh-huh.
And on the way home from the zoo, I got a flat tire. And so
Uh-huh.
I got on the side of the road. I put the hood
Uh-huh.
up. Two people stopped. They changed, put my donut on, told
Uh-huh.
me where to go to get, at because I wanted to go to a Walmart because I worked at Walmart. So I was like, I can get me a tire there or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so that's the only time I've ever had a flat tire. And they
Oh,
were like right there. They must have seen me pulling over and, oh, I'll help.
yeah.
Hi,
Especially with little
Dee.
ones.
Welcome.
Especially with little ones. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, they were hot and tired from being at the zoo all day. And now they have to stand outside the car and wait while they change the tire. They were not happy little girls. I'm like, I'm
Since B
sorry.
is here, B, I want to let you know, I'm going to throw you under the bus. B is the one, Echo, that turned me on to Better Together.
Yes. And I have been using Better Together. And I've been doing nothing but ripples too.
Yeah. And I got that one from Seventh.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where but it's all ripples and it's all positive. So I
Yeah.
just thought,
And I
B,
keep
since you're
telling
here, I
myself
figured
I'm
I'd
going to go
let you.
look at what other channels are on there that are using that hashtag, and I haven't took go do it yet, but I need to look at it and see,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. My grandfather made sure I was kind of self sufficient when it came to cars, but he was always like that. You know, he was always, you know, he always treated me like a tomboy. Okay, come on, let's go. Come on, Lucy, let's go do this. Come on, Lucy, let's go do that. We went to the flea markets or what? I don't know what you call them. We call them flea markets in
Yeah, we
California.
have flea markets.
Okay, yeah, yeah. He'd get me up at 4:30 in the morning, and we'd head over to the flea market and yard sales and tools and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway,
She said that's so weird. We just learned how to change it in case we're alone in an emergency without reception. Well, I need to know how to do it actually, but like I said, I didn't even know I had the spare tire, so I would have really been in trouble. I would have been like, "Yeah, I can call a tow truck, I guess, because I don't have a spare." That's right. We are
well,
not.
and then I had a pickup, Ranger. I had a small Ranger, and its pickups don't have it underneath the trunk lid. They don't have it underneath there. They You have to get and I had to learn that you have to get the jack, and you have to crank this bolt, and it comes down from the bottom underneath the
Oh,
car.
from under the truck.
Underneath the car. Yeah, underneath the bed. And I went,
Uh-huh.
oh, okay, now I learned that one. I
That
went,
would be
okay, as long as it's here, I don't care where it's stuck. It
that would
was
be
a little dirty because it
cool.
was underneath,
Mhm.
but it still worked.
Seeing
I had to put my
when I was married, I did not know how to fix anything. Like my husband fixed everything. And after I got divorced, my vacuum cleaner tore up. And back then, vacuum cleaners were not like a disposable item. It's like you took them somewhere and got them repaired. You
uh
didn't just buy you a new one like you do, nowadays.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember going to the
yeah,
vacuum repair
and
and
I
the
I had
TV
never had
repair shop and
but I had never had to call like a repairman for a washer or dryer or, anything. My husband fixed everything. And so I was like, there's got to be a place to get a vacuum. And this is how old it was. We had a phone book, and I looked in the phone book and found a vacuum cleaner place.
uh
And things like that you just, if you don't have to do them, you just don't realize about them.
yeah,
And then when you do find yourself having to call a repair person or whatever, then I found out that repair people usually give you like a window of time they're going to come. Not they'll be there at 10 o'clock. They'll be there
uh-huh,
between 10 and 2, and you got to
uh-huh,
wait all day for them to come.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Because I just always, oh, honey, this is not working.
Yeah,
You need to fix
yeah,
it.
and maybe it's because I've you know had to survive. I mean, I've my dryer even took a poop. And I pulled it out and I figured it out and I ordered the part and I put it in and I got my dryer work. I mean, I don't think about it. I just do it. You
Do
know
it.
what I mean? I don't know. Like I said before, my mother always said her and I were not meant to be with anybody. We're just too independent. We just get up and just do it.
Well, I was not very independent back then. It was like he knew how to do it, and that was fine with me. I didn't want to know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, like my bearings are going out of my washer right now. And I
uh,
know they're in my bearings. And I figured out how to do it. And I'm like, okay, be aware. You're going to have to be changing your bearings in your washer here soon. And that's just, yeah. I have a wall of tools in my garage. And yeah, I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I've always lived that way because I didn't have anybody to do it for me, I guess,
oops.
even when I was with somebody. We live
Well,
in the
come
same.
on.
What are we looking for?
There we go. Sophia said, we lived in snowy mountains, so I always wanted a reliable Volvo and an older model so you can fix a lot of stuff yourself.
Yeah.
And you got space to put the animals in after hunting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Volvos are really nice cars. Really nice cars. They're really good. And especially the older ones, like you said, Sophia. Yeah. You can do a lot of repairs on yourself. Yeah. You got to get one that was well maintained, but yeah.
yeah, now everything runs on a computer in the car.
Oh, there's so many the windows and the I don't know. My car has crank windows and a stick shift. Hello. I know how to fix that crank gear. I know how to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a
Darcy
5 speed.
says, only child and told if I didn't like it, do it yourself. So learned a lot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I was only child.
And I mean, really, that's how it ought to be. That regardless if you're a boy or girl, everybody should be able to cook and clean and repair their car. And, it's like it shouldn't be certain roles because of what gender we are. It should be everybody should be their own person and independent. And I really think if I had been more like that, I wouldn't have been as eager to get, to find a husband. It was like my dad did all that kind of stuff,
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, I don't need to learn that because I'm going to have a man that's going to do that for
Right.
me. So, yeah, a 2007.
And the mechanic came with it. Oh,
2000s don't sound that old to me. But we are in 2025, almost 2026. So
I am driving
technically,
a 2002 PT Cruiser.
well, my car I think is a
So
2003 or a 2004.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I have almost 200,000 miles on it, but it's still kicking.
Uh-huh.
Those little Toyota, it's a Toyota Scion. It's like a little
Okay.
box. It's really boxy.
Okay.
And you can park it anywhere. I mean, it's like it is very compact car.
Okay.
But I love it. It's great on gas. And I don't really, have to carry a lot of stuff in the car or anything like that. So I don't really need a lot of room. I wouldn't want to take a
Mhm.
trip in it, but just for, driving I do, it's fine. But it's so good on gas.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
just
drove the PT cross country 3 separate times. I
mm.
just climbed it and went. Everybody's going, "You're crazy. You're doing that by yourself." And I guess once I was done, I went, "Well, I guess that was kind of a dumb thing to do." But I just did it. I just did it.
Yeah, sometimes we
But
don't
going from
realize.
the West Coast to the East Coast is quite a trip.
Yeah.
Quite a drive, especially by yourself. It's quite a drive because I didn't stop. I didn't get motel rooms. I just kept going.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
yeah.
And you drove back and forth 3 times?
Mhm.
Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know. To give up the car now after having so many memories with it and depending on it so much, it's going to break my heart. It's become a part of my family.
Yeah. I used to get emotionally attached to my vehicles too.
Uh-huh.
And I never had a brand new vehicle and I never had any, like antique or anything special. I always had run of the mill used cars, but I
Right.
would get very emotionally attached, and then when something would happen to them I would be sad. It's like that was such a good car.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot of memories with it.
Yeah.
You have a lot of memories. I mean, folks, I had a Pinto and I still had good memories with it.
Oh,
Even
I
though
got
it's stuck
my
me on the
I
side of the
didn't
road at
think that
times,
my
and I
sister
beat
had
the
a
heck
Pinto,
out of that car.
but yes, I remember the Pintos.
Yeah, it's 1970. Ugh, let's show my age. 1973 Pinto, and I had got the recall, so the gas tank wouldn't blow up. So I got the recall and took it in there. It was during that time. It was one of them.
Wow.
Yeah. But I beat that car up. That was another stick shift. I like stick shifts. And folks, stick shifts. I know very few people know how to drive stick shift, but stick shifts, those cars, automatic transmissions will not get stolen.
Oh, yeah.
People that steal cars don't know how to drive
I
stick
I
shifts.
can't drive that. That's how I learned. On my dad had I want to say it was a Chevy,
Ooh,
a
okay.
big Chevy pickup truck, and it was
Oh,
speed on the
three on the
collar.
tree. Was it
Yeah,
three on the tree?
and that's
Uh-huh.
how I learned what I learned to drive on. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've never had a problem with doing the stick shift. But yeah, like my daughter doesn't know how to drive one. She would
Yeah.
totally freak out if she had to drive a stick shift.
Yeah. That car's gonna sit there, honey. If she had to drive one. That Pinto case is still used in business. Yeah. Yeah. Lee Iacocca kind of fell apart on that one, didn't he? I mean, he did the Mustang, which was wonderful. He dreamt that one up, and then he did the Pinto. I don't know. He kind of dropped the ball on that one. But I had that car for a long time. I beat the heck out of it. It took a beating. It took a beating
Yeah.
because I was young and it was a stick, and so I had fun with it.
Well, I
But
had a car that it was a hand me down from my cousin, and my aunt sold it to me for $100 because it had new tires on it.
okay,
But the car was, I don't remember what make it was, but it was one of those really long boat of a car.
okay,
And it had like a vinyl, it wasn't
okay.
a
Vinyl roof.
convertible, but it had like a vinyl roof, and it
Uh-huh.
was peeling. And so I
Oh, okay.
spray
They
painted
yeah,
it.
they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. Uh-huh.
And I mean, this thing was so huge and so big, but I
What
didn't
was it,
have
like a
a car.
Lincoln or something?
I don't remember what it was, but it
Okay,
was
because
really
Lincoln's always been.
wide and really long.
Uh-huh.
An old car.
Okay.
But I didn't have a car, so it was great, for me to me. It was
So think
perfect.
about it, everybody. Echo was a lowrider.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
loved that car. I really did. And I blew the engine up in it.
Aw.
It was using oil,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize that
Oh,
I needed to keep a check on the oil.
right.
And
Especially
I'm
your first car. You don't know
Yeah,
that.
and I was driving and I heard this like sloshing sound.
Mm.
And next thing you know, I done
It
blew the
seized up.
engine. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, oops. But it
Yeah.
was already old anyway, but I expected it to last me longer than it did.
Right. And
But
she
it
should
taught me
probably
the
should have told you.
lesson.
Keep your eye on the oil, you
Yeah,
know.
it taught me the
Yeah.
lesson about checking your oil.
Checking the vital signs on your car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my first car was a 67 Chevelle and it had a vinyl roof. Yeah. Yeah. And it was one of those, I don't know if anybody remembers it, but the steering wheel was really tiny, skinny, and just huge around. It was just huge. And it had the bar that came around, the metal bar, and that was the horn that kind of floated in the center of the steering wheel. I don't know if
Oh.
I don't know if everybody remembers that. Yeah, it's probably way before everybody's time. But yeah, yeah. And it had AM FM radio. That was it.
So true. I have a Dodge truck that's a standard. It pulls my condo on wheels RV in parentheses. Yep, you got to have a good big truck. Sophia says, my grandparents drove the same car for decades and gave it to a nephew afterwards when they got a new car when my grandfather was 90. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. So he drove until he was 90? Or they just got rid of his car when he was 90? Are we doing this again?
Doing what?
It says, hi, Misha. Where is she? Where is she? Is she hiding again?
Oh, yeah, it's not on my side.
Yeah. I think she's just sneaky. I think she's just sneaky. That's okay, honey. Misha, we're also looking to doing something else instead of double streaming like this. So hopefully, in the future, that'll be easier for everyone involved. But we'll keep you guys abreast of that. So
My
I don't know.
upstairs neighbor is moving out,
Okay.
and they have literally been dragging his belongings down the stairs
Oh,
all day long.
so it's
And
the dung, dung, dung,
he's in the
dung.
same size apartment I'm in, and they've got a U-Haul truck, and they've got like one of those vans that has the raised roof on it that you can stand up inside the van.
Right.
They've had both of those loaded up a couple of times back and forth. And I don't know. I don't know who these people are that are moving him, but I mean, everything has been bum, 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 bum. I'm
Well, I
like,
hope nothing's breakable.
is it in one piece when they're getting it out of there?
Right?
You know? And why does somebody live on the second floor and have so much stuff? It's amazing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And usually if they're going up and downstairs, they have some kind of dolly or whatever you want to call it, so you could do it by the wheels instead of just dragging a box down. Boom, boom, boom.
That's what it sounds like, that they're just like pushing it from the top of the stairs, like, woo, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she said he drove until 93, and then his cardiologist said no.
Okay. Wow, that's impressive. That's very impressive.
Yeah, 93 and still
93.
driving.
Yeah. And his reflexes were good and his sight was good. And, that's wonderful. That's very good. I'm impressed. Oh, there you are.
Now she's on my side, and yes, I can see you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. I don't either. You're not over here, honey. Everybody else can see you.
Yeah, they
Everybody else
saw
can.
you when you were over there, I guess, and we didn't see you. And then now
Yeah.
I can see you over here.
Yeah. And I've got it going right here and I don't see you.
Hmm.
You're just hiding from me, honey. You're just the cloak. You're just cloak.
Halloween is over. We don't have to be spooky and hiding anymore. Hi, Stephanie.
Oh, she's back, huh? Yeah. So boundaries are so important. Let's get back to, yeah, boundaries are so important. And and they're hard to stay, keep your keep the line in the sand. Keep that, because they'll dust more sand on top of it so they can move that line. So it's very important for your self-care to keep that line in the sand and keep your foot on the gas of protecting yourself. Right?
Right.
Is
And
that basically it?
it's something you need to do for yourself, not for
Yeah.
anybody else. And it shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks about it. They need to be whatever it is you need to feel safe and taken care of, you know.
Yeah.
She says, LOL, from you, I would have never thought. Yeah. But that's true. You know, as we learn about ourselves, we know what we need, you know? It's like
Uh,
we just know what we need. But when you're so down on yourself and disrespected by other people, you can't see what you need. Can't chat much, just bushes till I fix my keyboard though. Okay.
okay. Do what you got to do, honey. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Yeah. And your needs may change as you change because everybody changes every single day and your needs may change. So they have to respect that as well. That this is your needs today, but that, you know, and as you
I
grow
think
and
that's
as you
true
do,
too. As you change, your boundaries should change along with you, because
yes.
it may have been okay at that level of healing. And then the more that you heal and grow, the more you realize, okay, yeah, but I need to protect myself a little, better than that,
Yeah.
But
I want
just to
this one
have
as well. Now,
some,
since I got this one up, I want this one as well,
right,
Yeah.
right. And to go from having none and be totally manipulated, it surprises me sometimes that I even have any boundaries now, and that I actually am like serious about them.
Hmm.
It's like, and some of them are even for myself. Like I have to set my own boundaries. Like I will not disrespect myself anymore. Because I would say,
That
"Oh,
was one of
you're this and you're that and you're." It's like, no, you're not. Don't talk to yourself like that. It's like, would you allow somebody else to talk to you like that? No. So why do you talk to yourself like that? You
right.
know, it, mm-mm. And it's like some of those kind of boundaries are even for myself. Like, yeah, I will not let myself disrespect myself
Yeah.
anymore. You know.
But your little voice in your head, you have to talk to it as well, right?
Well,
You have to tell
remember
it.
when we first started the healing series and I said the voice in my head was my mother?
Uh-huh.
Remember when I
Uh-huh.
said that?
Uh-huh.
It's my voice now.
Good.
And it's
Good.
not it's a much more comforting, encouraging voice than the negative, you're just bad kind of voice, you know?
That's
It's like it tries
wonderful.
to cheer me up when, instead of before it was always like, "Oh God, you can't do that," or whatever.
Right.
And now it's like, "Come on now, you can do this." So
Isn't that wonderful? That right there is a breakthrough. You should
yeah.
be very proud
I,
of that right
for the
there.
longest time, I thought that voice was me, and it wasn't me. It was my mother.
Yeah.
And it's like now I know it is me.
Mhm.
You know.
Treat yourself like you would a best friend. Yeah. Yeah. It's easier
Yeah.
said than done sometimes.
Yeah, but why are we like that? Why can we treat other people so much better than we even can treat ourselves? I just don't I
But
don't know.
we're always willing to heal or to listen to other people and help other people with their problems before we'll look internal and see our own, you know. Does that make sense? We
Yeah.
look at our own insides and heal ourselves. We'll reach out. Oh, what do you need, honey? I'm there for you. What can I do for you? Blah 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 blah. You know.
Yeah. It's easy to be empathetic and compassionate for somebody else's problems
Hmm.
than it is even to admit that you have problems yourself.
Right.
You know, it's like
Well, and
some,
even admitting them doesn't mean you want to heal them. You don't want to look at them too
yeah,
closely.
yeah.
You know, because yeah.
Well, and it's scary because you don't really know what you're gonna go through when you do heal them.
What you're gonna find in there.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's like,
Once you pull that Band-Aid off, what's really under that Band-Aid?
and I think my hardest part was being honest with myself to say, you really believe this about yourself. You really think this. You know,
Yeah,
it's like you can't change it if you don't accept it that it's a problem. And
right.
I think that was the hardest part. The scariest part was that I was afraid that I was going to remember something horrible that happened,
Right.
like there must have been something just so bad that I blocked it out. Because I never knew that people could block out things just because, they were unpleasant. You don't want to think about them. And you convince yourself you don't have to think about them.
Right.
I didn't. I'll. Whenever I heard people talk about blocking out memories, it was always, something so traumatic and damaging that happened,
Hmm.
that caused them to do that. But that's just
Right.
your own mind protecting itself. You know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because several industries and most of society would collapse if particularly women stopped being mean to themselves. Oh, okay.
And Misha says, "Mommy, why do the birds stay in the cages?" Well, sweetheart, sometimes it's easier to believe in others' wings instead of our own. So true.
Wow.
So true.
Wow. She's she's very philosophical, There we go. That's the word. I knew the word one day before. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you putting up here, honey? She put up a YouTube. It's a post or something. What is
Oh,
it? Do we need to highlight it for her?
let me see where it goes.
Okay.
Oh, it's to I guess that's a post that she put, and it's a bird in a cage.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oops. But if you click on it, it'll take you to her community wall.
Oh, okay. Very cool. I I'll be down here in a minute, honey. Oh, you've got 4 or 5 toys up tore up. Oh my god. What a
Poor
mess I have to clean up
thing.
today. Yes, you made a mess. Did you have fun? Hmm?
Okay. Well, if my phone will let me go backwards, thank you.
Okay.
It goes with what I said, the birds in the cage. Yeah, it's the picture to go with that saying.
Right.
Beautiful. She does such good graphic things. Like,
Ye-
I was listening to Izzy the other night when she was saying about all the prompts that she had to say in order for the AI thing to make the video a certain way. And I'm
Right.
like, I got lost halfway through what she was even talking about. And I was like, yeah, that's why I don't do that kind of stuff, because
Yeah.
my mind doesn't think like that,
Right.
to be able to prompt it like that.
Well, and Misha, you can tell, the detail in her graphics. You can tell that she's taken that and she's worked it and worked it and worked it and worked it. You can see all the
Mhm.
love and time and effort she puts into those. You can
Yeah.
really, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
She's
Suno is
very
a
good at that.
rabbit hole, but I think that Night Cafe is even worse. I would be lost in there. I just don't know if I would even have time to even accomplish anything in there. You know.
Well, yeah. I'm getting a little better at it, a little better. So hi Gail.
I get
So yeah, first couple times I went in there, I went, that wasn't even close to what I said. I don't know what you're doing. And I shut it down, but like I said, my emoji on my channel, the cat with the roses, that was from Night Cafe. Cafe. See? You can tell
uh-huh.
my grandfather taught me how to say that word. Night Cafe. So yeah. So I did get something out of it. And then I went back into it just recently and I went, okay, I'm going to play with this more. Think about it. The whole fashion beauty industry and care infrastructure relies on particular women chasing approval. Yeah, they're never good enough. Yeah.
That's right.
And then they put people on the runway, male and female, on the runway to model these clothes and stuff like that. And there's no way, there's no way a person can look like that. And then in the pictures, on Vogue and stuff like that, they airbrush the heck out of stuff. Those people don't look like that.
Oh yeah.
We can't look like that. We cannot look like that. Normal people don't look like that.
I love
But
when
that's
they show
that's
the
the never
stars
ending.
without any makeup or anything, and then they show them full makeup. And it's like, man, it's amazing what they can do.
Yeah, yeah,
But all it does is teach little girls that you're never good enough, no
right.
matter what you look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Well,
I don't.
I've never been, you guys probably most of the time can't tell it because I don't wear piles of it, but I've never clicked the live button. I've never clicked a recording or anything unless I had a full face on. Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's just my comfort zone.
Yeah,
you know.
but
I'm
but
still
that
part of that world.
yeah. If it makes you feel good, then do it, you know.
Yeah. But
But
I'm,
like with
like I
me,
said, I'm still part of that old world. Huh?
I've never worn makeup. It to me it would probably feel like I had a mask on,
Yeah.
you know, and I would be like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I think that each person has to, you know, do what makes them feel good and what they like, and instead of like society says you must do XYZ or you're not good enough, you know.
Right.
I don't buy all that. No.
Well,
Still
and I
still
didn't wear makeup. I
bad.
didn't wear makeup until I got into the, esthetician, because I was an old hippie. Everything was natural and holistic and essential oils, and you didn't put makeup on. You just used regular soap, and you didn't moisturize and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, once I got into a different, met different people, then yes, it's still going. So yeah, BJ, we're still here. Okay, let me try it again. Is that close?
The it's that and then that.
Oh, I'm doing it with the wrong hands. I'm doing it with the wrong hands. There we go. Doing it in my dominant hand. There we go. Let's see what he says.
It's like, why are you messing up the sign language? Do not try to mess it up.
Right. Carol, I'm trying
Like,
to
well,
learn. I'm
remember
trying to
it's
learn American
backwards for
sign.
us too.
I'm trying to, spread my wings here and trying to learn something. I'm trying to learn another language. And American Sign is another language. You just do it
Yeah.
with your hands.
Gail
So,
says she's comfortable in makeup because she's been wearing it since high school. Well, that's good. And
yeah.
she does her makeup nicely. She doesn't do it. You know how some people are so over the top with it.
Well, yeah, yeah.
It's like
I don't understand. I don't understand walking through the daytime with what do they call it? Cat eyes, and the night dreamy eyes, and the browns, and as long as it's, you know, somewhat natural.
yeah,
Setting up a second channel for ASL, I think it'd be great.
I do too, BJ.
I think it'd be wonderful. I'll go. You can teach me. I'll go.
Really, you can teach us.
Right?
I've got tape residue on my top of my desk and it's bugging me.
Uh-oh.
It's
So
like I don't
everything
know.
is sticking to it, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
it's not really that sticky anymore, but it's just I can feel it on there.
Oh, okay. Orange Clean.
I
Orange Clean
don't
does that.
like
Takes
it.
that
I
off.
don't like it. Okay, I got to show y'all this. I got
Okay.
this little dish at the Goodwill,
Okay.
right? And it's got purple flowers on it.
Okay.
So anyway, I put it here on my desk. I have a necklace, a pair of earrings, a paper clip, a Chloe bone, a rock from Anais, and some paper she tore up and gave me.
See?
So that's my collect.
Priorities.
That is my little collection here. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with this, but this is what it's for now. She brought me the bone yesterday and she was like, Chloe left this bone. I'm like, okay, she probably hid it. She probably
Tiff,
coming back
rest,
for
honey.
it, you
Rest.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Take care of yourself,
Yeah,
Tiff. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I have little plates like that, and it kind of collects the little things in there. And it's like every once in a while you have to go through it and clean it out and reshuffle, you know.
Yeah, well,
So,
it's getting quite the little collection right now.
yeah.
Like, okay.
Just
I guess
remember who gave you the rock and the torn paper, because they may come back and ask, right?
yes, my granddaughter, yeah, she's obsessed with rocks.
Okay.
If if we go somewhere and they have like, their landscape done and they've got rocks or whatever, she wants to take rocks. I'm like, that's actually stealing. Those are not there for people to take.
Have we gotten into painting them yet?
But no, she just likes to, get them. And then the other day she came home from the playground and she said, I need a bowl. And I said, for what? And she was like, I just need a bowl. So I got her a little Tupperware thing. She had a whole pocket full of acorns that she had picked up at the playground. I was like, what are you going to do with them? She said, they're nuts. I'm going to eat them. And I'm like, no, you cannot eat acorns. I'm glad she told me before she started trying to.
Oh my goodness. Well, it wouldn't take her long. One bite and she'd be spitting it out. Because, yeah, it'd be.
Yeah. Well, we have it's a Texas Roadhouse Steakhouse. And when you go there, it used to be before COVID, they would give you buckets of peanuts in the shell. And you just opened them up and the shells were all on the floor and, whatever. But since COVID, now they come in a plastic bag, right? So anybody that knows me knows I like those kind of peanuts in the shell. So every time they go to Longhorns, they will get a bag of those peanuts for me. And then it's like they'll be riding them around in their car. And then they're like, oh, I got you some peanuts, So my granddaughter now knows, how to crack those peanuts open. And sometimes she'll sit there and just like make me this big mound of shelled peanuts for me to have, It's like, okay, let's not shell them until I want to eat them. Like, you have more in the cabinet. It's like, yes, I know. I have a lot of them because people give them to me, but we're not shelling them all. But yeah, she likes to eat things that most kids don't really care for. She's kind of strange that way. She's going to love a beach trip then. I have sand in most of my left back pockets because of the stones that come home with me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I let her play in the dirt and I let her, get rocks and whatever she wants to do. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like you can do it.
Yeah.
My daughter, it was like I never let her get dirty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, no. Yeah.
I let other get dirty. But I would just let them know, you get dirty, the bath is coming. So, I don't want to hear a fuss. But he was always good about getting in the bath. He could sit in the bathtub. To this day, he can sit in the bathtub for 2-3 hours. He just loves the bath. Okay. Have you heard of the project making rocks out of cardboard? No, honey, I haven't heard of that one.
Rocks out of cardboard?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, where I live, they would find flat rocks, and there was a group of ladies, and they would sit around the house and they would paint these rocks, and then they would leave it around our community. So if you're having a bad day or something, and you would go out to your
you might find a rock.
You would find a little rock by your car or by in the grass by your house. Mm-hmm. And you would find this little rock with a little happy face or a little saying or a frog painted on, and they had them. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. It was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, PJ has painted some rocks for my granddaughter, and she also made her ladybug magnets.
Oh, okay.
But they're not rocks, but they're ladybugs. Yeah. And those rocks. When she was little, I was always afraid that she was going to, hit herself with it or drop it on her foot or, whatever. And they weren't huge, but there was one that was pretty good size. But she didn't ever get hurt with them. But I was like, I would keep them and then she'd come, rock, rock, rock. Like, yes, you can see your rocks. Here you go.
Yeah.
She's so funny now. She had a book over the weekend, and I thought she wanted me to read it. She wanted to read it
Oh,
to
okay.
me. And so she was telling me the story, and I guess she was like, I don't know that word. I don't know that letter, or whatever. And I was like, it's okay, honey. You don't have, and she was like trying to spell out the words. I'm like, you don't have to know it yet. Don't worry about it. Tell me what the picture looks like, or whatever.
Rocks out of cardboard. That's
But yeah,
cool. Okay.
rocks out of cardboard. Is it kind of like paper mache or,
I can't click on it.
uh, well, let's see what it is. Everyone will be saving cardboard when they see this genius idea.
I just threw a bunch of cardboard.
People who sell rocks hate me for showing you this. I saved thousands of dollars on my backyard transformation by recycling cardboard into fake landscaping boulders.
Oh, okay.
Oh, big rocks. Okay. I used mortar mix and was able to make each fake stone or boulder in less than an hour. Landscaping boulders cost hundreds of dollars each, but this method lets you save money and time by making false or fake rocks in your garage.
Okay. Okay. So you used mortar and cardboard, I guess, huh? To make those.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess well, it looks like he's taping together different boxes, and then he must be going to shape it somehow. And then, oh, he's got a hammer now, he's beating it. Okay, so he wants to make it look like a lumpy rock.
Right.
Okay. Hmm. Very interesting. I would never have thought to use cardboard to
You can
look like
minimize the
rock.
project to make it, yeah, to play with the grandbaby. Yeah.
Huh.
Now I've done the mortar and stuff like that, and I've put it in a plastic bag, and then I've put it on the ground, you know, and saran wrap, plastic wrap, and put it on the ground and made steps, like a border that way. And then you let it dry for a couple of days, and then you can get like a heat gun, and it just melts the plastic off, and
Oh,
you've got a
like to make
border
your
made.
own bricks or
Uh
something.
huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have
Huh.
that out in the back because I could afford mortar. I couldn't afford, So, and I wanted something there, so I went, okay, just make it.
She said he also makes a cooler for underground hiding of drinks and such with it too.
Well,
Very,
he's very creative.
yeah, very interesting.
Everybody's so creative.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Hmm.
wish I had some of that creativity. I really don't. I don't, just don't.
Have you seen these channels now that are buying the unclaimed mail and then they open the packages on
Yeah,
the live?
that's been for a while. Yeah, a couple of years ago, it was when I saw it. I haven't seen it since then. No, it's right up there
Well,
with when they were buying the unclaimed suitcases.
I mean, I think if you like had a way to sell things, it would probably be okay. But like the one lady, it's like she wants to keep everything, but then she'll complain that it's, like not the right color or not the right size. Well, that's when you go and you order what it is you actually want.
Right.
You don't get somebody else's unclaimed packages.
That's
But
called
she'll
that's
say
called a
like,
hoarder. That's called a hoarder.
she'll say this box is 110, cost $110. And then as she's opening it, she'll tell you like each item, how much it cost on Amazon or whatever,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Hmm.
And then she'll say, okay, so this box's value was, $450 and it cost her $110. But
Uh-huh.
even though it's stuff, it may not be anything anybody wants. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like, to me, I
Okay,
would
it may be worth
I
that on
had to invest.
Amazon, but are you going to get the money out of it? Are you going to
Yeah,
get those? Yeah.
yeah,
Storage Wars really got that kind of stuff going.
yeah,
I don't know if you ever watched that show. I
yeah.
watched it when it first came out. Yeah. They would do that a lot. This is worth this. This is worth that. And I'm like, okay, it may be worth that, but are you going to get that for it?
Yeah. No, you know how much it's worth? What somebody's willing to pay for it. That's how
Yes.
much it's worth. It's, doesn't matter what you say it's worth. If they're
Uh-huh.
not willing to pay it, then it's not worth that. You got to be practical about it.
Right.
So, yeah. But I was like scrolling through and I'm like, what the heck is this lady doing? Then I sat there and watched it and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Right. That was
Yeah.
us. Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah, yeah. I think Mesha was buying storage units at one time.
oh, okay.
I
But
think, I
you
think,
had a way to sell them, right?
yeah, yeah. She had a turnover,
Uh-huh.
you know.
And like the one
It didn't
couple
come
on
in the
there
house and
had
be split.
a thrift store. So they had a place to put the stuff to try to
Right,
sell it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
just
once you get the business going, people could, you knew who to, okay, this person likes antiques, so I'll take it to this person, and this person likes clothing, so I'll take it to, and after you do it for a while, you can figure out who to go to with what you end up with. So you have to get connections going and stuff.
sounds like a
From what
lot
I
of,
understand, I don't know. I've never done it.
yeah.
This is what I understand. Well,
I love it
honey,
though when you go to a yard sale and somebody will be like, this costs, $25 new. Okay, but it's used and it's in your yard sale. So
so
look
I got
out.
50 cents.
It's like it's because what you paid for it, and no, it's not still new, and it is in your yard.
That's
So
right.
you want to get rid of it.
Uh-huh.
I used to love that. Somebody would offer them like $20. No, it's worth 25. Well, you should have took the 20 because now you're not going to get
Yeah.
anything.
Well, then if it's worth 25, maybe you should keep it because you're not going to get it.
She said
We
we
had
had
a
a
whole
full
network. Yeah.
network going at one time before the pandemic. Yeah, that pandemic sure messed everything up, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
read somewhere the other day that said the strain that's going around now, it's like the symptoms are way worse than the original.
I didn't know there was another one going around.
Mm.
Aria, hi, honey.
Hi, Aria. Yeah, I
How was your
didn't.
Disney
I
trip?
didn't click on the article to read the whole thing. I just saw
Good.
the headline. I was like, "Oh no, I
I
don't
don't
want
want to hear about it.
to."
I don't want to hear about it. Yeah. No.
No, the
It'll
only thing
just
I
feed
know
into
that
it'll feed
came
into
out
my,
of the only thing good that came out of that pandemic was now you can get a lot more things delivered to your home.
yeah.
That's the only good thing that came out of it
Yeah. Yeah.
that I know of.
Yeah. My
Other
agri
than, you know, did you freeze? Yep. She froze. Uh-oh. Oh, she froze and she fell off. Okay.
was that bizarre or what?
Yeah. I was like, oh, she froze. And then she
Is
fell
that what
off.
it was? Is that what it was? Yeah, because mine just said network failed. Reconnecting. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. I got somebody talking. What's going on? What's going on?
We need to do a program with Ned and do about the acrophobia.
It's blue.
It's bedtime for me. All right. Good night. Everybody on their different time zones. I guess
Okay. Beans had
probably
something to say there for a minute.
okay. I said we should do a program about the is it acrophobia or agoraphobia with you and Ned?
Okay. There's quite a few of us.
Yeah.
Actually, there's quite a few of us. It's a hard thing to talk about because it feeds my agoraphobia. Yeah. Because when you have it, then it's hard to
Mhm.
talk about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It affects everything. Yeah, Beans. Yeah, he was talking, and I went out there just because he can see through the window. The windows are low enough, so he's looking out the window, and I'm like, "Who are you barking at?" And it was Boo coming up to the house, and I'm like, "That was Boo. That was Boo." So he was just being silly. I've
Yeah.
sat here too long. Is what it
Oh,
is, and he needs his attention.
he's ready for
He's
you to
just
get off
spoiled.
the computer. Well, it is 5:32 according to my clock. So we've been on 2.5 hours. That's good.
It's dark here. Ooh, hang on, folks.
It got dark.
Oh, and then there was light. There we go. There we go. Me and my old-fashioned ring light. It's a makeup light. Have you ever seen? Remember
Oh,
makeup lights? Here, let me show you. I'll turn it off because it'll be really good clarity. Oh, did I go away again? Okay.
yep.
See, it's an old-fashioned makeup light,
Oh, wow.
right? Remember
Huh.
those? Remember those?
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably from the 60s or something. I went, okay, works just fine for me, right? See?
All right, Ned. Have a good night.
Yeah, rest, honey. Rest yourself. And yeah, Boo. Yeah, yeah,
I'm tired too.
yeah, it's
I
fine.
don't know. That time change was supposed to give us an extra hour, but I don't feel like it did.
Well, it confused the heck out of me. My phone said one thing, my stove said another. And then I have a
Hmm.
battery operated clock. Well, a lot of people have probably already seen it. It's a huge clock. I love it. It's in my living room. I love it because I can see it without having my glasses. That's the reason I bought it. It was like $6, and I went, it's cheap as anything, but I can see without my glasses, so it's huge. And it was a different time, and this was a different time, and I'm like, I don't know what time it is.
Well,
So,
I called myself setting my clock and my microwave, and then I have two in my living room that I set, and my watch, it doesn't want to reset, so I don't know what I have to do for it. But then I looked and it was like the time on the computer and the time on the phone and the time on the microwave and the stove were not all the same. So
oh, that,
I was like, okay, which time are we going to go with here? And then I had to go reset everything. So I did get them all, but I have one in the bedroom. I still need to change it.
right.
And I don't know that I changed it the last time the time changed. I never
So
look
now
at
it might be right.
it. So it might already be right. I don't know.
So it's just like a broken clock. It's right twice a week, twice a day. Yeah,
Well,
I have I have my alarm clock in my bedroom, and it's probably right now. It's probably correct again.
I cut this
'Cause I didn't change it last time.
the watch off, and what Hope was hoping when I turned it back on, it would be the right time, but it wasn't. So
Now
now
I
that
have a question, and this is probably a really stupid question. You know me, I can come up with some stupid question. Is time change across the whole world, or is it just us?
it is actually certain states don't change time
Well, I know
at
Arizona
all,
doesn't.
and certain countries, like one person, because I put a thing up saying don't forget to change the time. Somebody said commented and said their time changed last week.
Okay.
And then somebody else said our time doesn't change.
Okay.
And I
And
know like in
Hawaii doesn't change either. Those are the
parts
two
of
states I think that
Canada,
don't change.
theirs doesn't necessarily, they don't change their time, but they change their time zones. So at different times of the year, like at one part of the year, they might be on mountain time, and then another time of the year, they're on central time.
Oh,
So
okay.
like, they don't, same location, but the time zones change. So
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know how that works.
We
But yeah,
changed
it's
our clocks
not,
today. Okay. BJ changed his clocks today.
yeah, but it's not the same for everybody.
Yeah. I was just curious if it
And
was like
I didn't
worldwide.
know that
Most
some,
countries are bothered by it all. Yeah. That's what I thought. I thought that most countries would think it was a pain in the backside, so they wouldn't do it. I just thought it was some quirk we decided to do.
yeah, well, they say it was started because of the farmers to give them an
Uh-huh.
extra hour of daylight to work,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. It just
Okay.
seems like the fall is darker and gloomier anyway, and then
Right.
you put the time back, so it's even less sunlight you're actually seeing. It feels like it at least.
Mm-hmm.
And here in the summertime, it's bright daylight until after 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
And in the when the time changes and in the fall, sometimes it'll be dark at 5 p.m. It's already completely dark.
Right.
So I
So in
like
Europe, they changed
sun
last
better.
weekend. Okay.
I like to see the sun.
Right.
I don't like the dark, gloomy, overcast kind of.
The
I could never
hibernation
live
feel.
like in London where it rains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I could never live there. I'd be like, I need the sun. Where is the sunshine?
It's just a nuisance. Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Now, oh,
Oops.
Sophia, do you do the time change, or did you do it last weekend as well? Because BJ said Europe did it last weekend.
I may just have to have my watch be in an hour ahead because I don't
Give it 6 months; it'll be right again. By the time you get used to it,
and
like remember the old cars? They had the little clock on there, and it always end up like every month or so it'd be 5 minutes faster, and you'd have to reset it again, and then just finally you just got used to it being that much ahead.
I used to have a friend that was late no matter, what time you told her to be somewhere, she was always late. So
Hmm.
she had all of her clocks set like 15 minutes ahead,
Okay,
hoping that she would but she knew they were 15 minutes
yeah,
ahead.
that's not going
So
to
she
help.
would just look at it and be like, "No, I really have 15 more minutes." It's like, to me that would be even more confusing to know that they were off.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, my mother was always late, and I'm one of those people that I'm always early. It drives me nuts to be late. It drives me nuts for somebody to wait for me. I can't take that.
And
So I would like always like get going. Let's do this. So I finally got to a point where if it was at 1 o'clock, I would tell her we're supposed to be there at 12:30. I finally started telling her a half hour earlier. It was supposed to be there at 12:30, and we would get there on time
yeah.
because
Well,
she
and
was infamous for being late.
I
Infamous
don't
for being
like
late.
to
It was part of her charm, but
like
huh?
wait for somebody to come pick me up,
Uh,
you know? Like if I'm going somewhere,
mhm.
I'm like, I'll meet you. I'll drive myself. It's like, I'll just swing by and get you. Okay. And then it's like, what time are they come? When are they gonna get?
Oh, that.
When are they
That
come? And I hate that. I hate
uh-huh.
waiting, and I don't like it if I have car trouble and, my car's in the shop or something, and I have to rely on somebody to give me a ride or whatever. It just, I just can't.
Yeah,
I want
rely
to
on a
go when
ride
I
I
want
can't
to
do.
go.
I'd rather get on a bus. I'd rather get on a county bus or city bus or something like that, or something like that. You know, I would depend on my own time.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Sophia said, oh, in deep winter here, it's dark before 5 p.m. Oh my gosh.
my goodness, that is hibernation.
Yeah. It just makes me
I set
feel
mine 5 minutes ahead. Yeah.
slow and sluggish and like, oh, I need to stay under the covers. I don't need to go
Yeah.
out in it, you know.
Uh-huh.
But if I wake up and the sun is already out, then it's like, oh, it's a beautiful day, you know. But if I
Yeah.
wake up and it's kind of overcast, I'm like, oh, let me stay in the bed.
Right. And then it's got the chill in the air and everything, and it's like,
Mhm.
yeah. I
Yeah,
don't seem to get as much done unless the sun is greeting me in the mornings, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they say we have that internal clock. That's why they say you're supposed to get sunshine within the first 30 minutes that you're awake to
Okay.
keep your clock set, your internal clock set right. But if you have to get up way before the sun rises, you're not going to be able to do that,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And some days when I was going to get the baby and getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it was like I would go
Yeah.
get her in the dark, and then I would be coming home in the dark. And then if I had to take her back to town, it would be dark going back. You know, it's like,
Hmm.
can we please have the sunlight sometime? I just told my mom's family it's 1 hour earlier, so they're remotely on time. They start rearranging furniture after they're supposed to have left. It's bonkers. Oh, I know. Don't you love that? Right as they're walking out the door, it's like something catches their attention and they go back in the. You know, it's like, no, 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 you were almost out the door. It's like, don't go back in the house.
Right.
We used to get in the car when I was a kid. My dad would always be ready first, and then us
Of
kids would
course.
be ready, and my mom would always be last. And we would go get in the car, and we would just sit there in the car, like trying to guess how many minutes it was going to take her, you know. And I don't know how many times she would walk past the door. We would see her like, she's coming. Oh, no, she's going back. It's like, she forgot something. Oh no, why isn't she coming out? You know, it'd be so funny. And then eventually we would all be like, come on, Ma, come on.
Right.
She'd be like, y'all hush, I'm coming. Yeah. It's like, well, we've been out here for 30 minutes and you're the one that told us to be ready at, you know, whatever time to leave.
Right.
You weren't ready. But I don't like to be late either. I'm
Yeah.
usually always early.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'd rather be early. I'd rather, because I don't like waiting for people.
Hmm.
So I don't like people waiting for me, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, even if I go live, I'm sitting there looking at that thing, waiting for it to go. It's showtime, and
Yeah.
then like Seventh always yells at me, "Well, you're about 5 minutes late." I went, "Yeah, it was dragging. I clicked at the right time, but it was dragging. I'm sorry."
Well,
But
shoot, my computer has a mind of its own. It'll do what it wants to do. And sometimes I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, if you would let me click it, I would be, you know, going live now. But no, you won't let me do it. And those little slide, I will never get a computer again that had the little slide button things because it's like the mouse, as soon as it slides it over, then before you can move the mouse away, it slides it back.
right,
So it's like on off, on off. It's like, no, no, I need it to stay on, please. You know. But you can't get the mouse away from it fast enough for it not to slide back.
right.
That's what I have trouble on Suno night, trying to get their songs to play. And it'll
Hmm.
like tease you. It'll be like, okay, it's on. No, it's on. It's like, come on, just get it. But I don't know why it has that. Why it has a slide button. I do not know.
Yeah,
Why can't it just quit?
that's what can yeah, like everything else
Everything
in
else.
this world right now.
Yeah. Why would it be a slide? I mean, see if it's the volume control or something like that,
Yeah,
you know, that you could slide it. But to turn something like that on, it shouldn't
yeah,
be a slide.
yeah.
But this is a weird computer. I don't even know what brand it is. So, oh well, what does it say? 63 out. That's cold for South Georgia, y'all.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still
Uh,
early,
It's
isn't it?
not even
It's
6
still
o'clock at night, so I bet you it's gonna get I bet you it'll get in the 50s.
50s. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just the beginning of no, of November.
Yeah.
November. Yeah. It's just starting.
I'm not
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's like I complain 9 or 10 months out of the year, I complain it's too hot. And then the 2 months that it's not hot, I'm like, "It's too cold."
Yeah. Well, this year's
And
going to
then
be really cold for you, honey. This
yes,
going to be your first year without a lot of insulation.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm already this weekend, I was like, I kept asking her, "Are you cold? Are you cold?" "No, I'm not cold." I'm like, "Okay." I'm a little chilly. I'm putting my sweater on
Good
and
for you.
I'm sitting there with a blanket over my legs and
Uh-huh.
she's like, "No, I'm not cold." Like, okay, because I'll turn the heater on. I really will.
Be more than happy to.
She's
Yeah,
like, I
so
used to
this is gonna be a different one for you. This is really gonna be
Yeah,
a different one. Yeah. Yeah. It,
yes.
yeah. Yeah. Well,
Hopefully my body will adjust, but I don't know. You know.
yeah. Well, you'll have to adjust. You'll just get used to carrying around a sweater or, things like that. Or
Yeah,
and
I've already
your
got
hands and your feet might get cold because the circulation and stuff. So
yeah, I've already got that lives in my car. Because even if I go in the grocery store and walk in in the cooler section or the frozen food section or whatever,
uh,
I'm like,
oh, you're getting a chill now, huh?
yeah,
Okay.
I need my sweater, please. So yeah, I
No
never.
wrong weather, just wrong clothes. Yeah. Yeah. We
I don't know. I got
we dress in
snow and
layers in California.
blizzards
We dress in layers.
many a time as a kid, and it was great fun as a kid, but it was a pain as an adult.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh,
Yeah. Yeah.
terrible. I
In
was
California, we
so
wear the same
concerned.
clothes. We just wear more layers. And as the sun comes out, and then like 2 in the afternoon, we'll be down to like 2 layers. And then as the sun goes down, we start putting the layers back on. We don't change clothes. We don't have summer and winter clothes. We don't have that. Just more layers. I've always dressed in layers. Right now, I've got on like 3 layers. It's just the
Wow.
way I just dress in layers. Yeah,
Well,
that's the
that's the
way we're
only way
doing
to
it.
do it, really, because you never know. If you don't know the weather, you can take it off or put it back on.
Right.
But if you don't
Yeah.
have it to put on, or yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm learning that it's like you may not feel it right now, but if it changes, you may want it.
Right.
Better to be prepared than unprepared,
Hmm.
you know. So I'm learning. I'll make it through. I'll learn. But I mean, I used to go out in the wintertime with no, short sleeves and no jacket or anything because I was
Hmm.
hot. It was like
Hmm.
now
It
it's
felt
like
good.
I'll be bundled up and still be like, man, it's cold out there.
Yeah.
I'm not going out there. So
Yep.
yeah, it'll change. But
Okay.
I won't
We're
be
gonna do a
unprepared.
GoFundMe for Echo to get her an electric blanket, electric throw for her couch this winter.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that
should look into getting an electric blanket. That would be good.
yeah, yeah. Other bought me an electric. It's an electric bed cover, so it's on the mattress
Oh,
itself. So yeah, it's really nice. I had
yeah,
never had one that way. Usually I have the electric blanket,
yeah.
but it's electric, yeah, bed cover. So it's really nifty. It's really nifty. What?
Oh,
Oh, a
Monday,
meat group?
7
Okay.
p.m. Google Meet.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did it not put a linkable link in my chat? Well, I guess you put it in on your chat. She
No,
said,
it's not here. I don't know what's going on with my chat. I have no idea.
well, it looks like I could click I could click it on the chat, but in my chat, it doesn't look like it's clickable.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my chat.
Well, you know what I'll do? I'll take a screenshot of that, and then
Yeah.
hopefully I'll be able to click it. What time is 7 o'clock Central? Would be 8 o'clock my time?
Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So you know me, I have to write it down
Yep. Make a note, honey.
because I will not show
Well,
up.
they remind me.
I'll be like, we told her.
She always has to remind me, by the way, or Tiff, somebody, by the way, because I never can remember.
Okay. I got it written down. Now, if I look at the note, I'll be there.
One really warm jacket because we need it in direct. Uh-huh. Oh, but you were on the coast, honey. Yeah, that coastal wind. Yeah, it blows off that water. I bet you that's, whew, yeah, that's cold. That'll cut through anything. Yeah, we have Chicago has wind like that. They call it the hawk. It comes around and bites you. They call it the hawk. That wind that comes around and real cold. Lucy, you're very cute. You keep putting up those cute little unicorns and stuff. That's really adorable. I've noticed it all night. Thank you. That's really sweet.
Walked around the house barefoot. Yeah. I have to wear socks all the time because without having the feeling in my feet, they feel cold all the time.
Mine are hot. Mine are hot all the time. Yeah, for the same problem, but
Mhm.
mine are hot.
Yeah.
They're
If
always
I
like
have
they
socks
just.
on,
Yeah, I
I
don't
have,
know if anybody go in the summertime and go to the beach and shove your feet in the sand and how they get so hot, and then
mhm.
you pull your feet out and you're like they should be cooling off, if that makes sense. But yeah, that heat, it's weird. It's
It
weird.
is
Just like
weird.
yours are cold. It's a
Yeah.
weird cold though, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's like if I have the socks on, I don't notice them being cold.
Uh-huh.
But if I don't have the socks on, then it's like a achy kind of cold.
Yeah,
But it's weird because when I take my sock off and I feel my foot, I can feel like my hand feels like it's cold, you know,
okay,
touching my foot. But when the sock is on it, my brain doesn't understand that it's cold. But
yeah,
if I go without the socks, then I'm like, oh my God, my feet are freezing, you know.
uh-huh,
So it's weird how it's the sensory part of it somehow.
uh-huh.
Yeah. But I wear socks all the time. Otherwise, my feet are freezing. And I used to have my foot hanging out under the blanket. I wouldn't even put the blanket over my feet.
Okay.
Hello, Robin, Garden State so and
Yeah,
so.
that's yours. That's your
That was my
semifinalist, isn't
semifinalist. Yeah.
it?
But yeah, I used to, kick the cover off my feet and have my bare foot hanging out the blanket and everything and still be hot.
Yeah,
Now I'm like, no, my feet are frozen. I have
yeah,
to keep
yeah,
them covered up.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I walk
Oh,
around
yeah.
outside barefooted. Yeah,
No.
when I was a kid, I used to be able to but I used to be able to put out cigarettes with my feet. Just I walked everywhere barefooted. Now, you know,
Wow.
the body changes, but I never had diabetes or anything. I've
Yeah.
never had that problem.
Well, it's a nerve. Um, it's peripheral nerve damage,
Yeah,
and it can be caused by different things.
yeah,
Diabetes is a good one for it though, because the little tiny nerve cells are what get damaged.
uh-huh,
But
yeah. It's when I went in and my body went haywire. I was
Yeah.
in for a long time. And I came out and I had my hands and my feet, so it was the extremities, my hands and my feet. Now my hands have come back, my pinkies get wild every once in a while, but my feet have come back, but they're not all the way. And
Yeah.
I don't figure they will. It's just the new me. I'm here
It,
to
it,
I'm here to
it's
complain about it, so that's a good thing.
our brain is very complex, you
Hmm.
know, and one little part can control so many things,
Hmm.
and something can happen, and then you're like, okay, why isn't that working right? But it's just the way that it is.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like I said to other people, I wasn't born this size. I was born this size. My body has changed every day since I've been on this planet. So now it's changed. My feet's changed. It's not
Yep.
a big deal. It's not a big deal.
And it sometimes it happens so slowly you hardly notice, and then other things happen really quickly, and you're like, I didn't see that coming. I didn't realize that was going to happen to me or whatever. And then other things you're like, well, I guess it's been getting worse, over a period of time.
Yeah. Are we talking wrinkles here? Are we talking wrinkles here? Are we talking gray hair?
Oh yeah, that was my grandbaby telling. She was drawing all of us, and
Hmm.
trying to use the appropriate colored marker for our hair and
Hmm.
things like that. And she was like, "Granny, I don't have a gray marker." I was like,
Oh,
"You can use black." And she's like, "But your hair is not black." And I'm like, "It doesn't matter. Use brown, use black. I don't care.
brown even.
Have gray."
Oh, so funny. So funny. No, I walk around. Yeah. All right, guys.
All right,
Take care of yourself and watch your boundaries. That's the biggest takeaway.
that's right. It's
Be
okay
very,
to have
very
boundaries.
protective of your boundaries.
That's right. And if somebody doesn't like it,
They're not truly your friend.
there's a reason they
They
don't
don't
like it.
respect your boundaries.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
And
Because
no
only people
is a
that truly
complete
love you
sentence.
will respect your boundaries.
You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Just no, I can't do it. No. That's it. I'm still learning. I'm learning how to say no. I just kind of don't do things now. Instead of saying I won't do it, I just don't answer it.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, I guess she didn't want to do that because she didn't say
Right.
it. It's like, yes, that was a no, but I
And
know.
not today. Some people have to understand, not today. That's another one. Not today. Maybe later, but not. I'm not. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, today doesn't look good, neither does tomorrow. But
Oh, I love the.
that,
I love the way. I love the way you smile when you said that.
Oh goodness.
Uh, there it is again. Okay, good, honey.
I
Thank
love
you.
y'all, and thank you for coming. And thank you, Lucy. Body illusion with no S on the end.
Try to make today a little bit better than yesterday. I love you.